Right in the center of Yongcheng, a massive stone goddess statue looms. This is Li Yunzi, the city lord. Beneath the martial goddess statue, desperate commoners crowd around for food distributed by Deputy Lord Lu Wenjiao. Zhu Minglang stands out from the other beggars in his decent clothes, carrying a massive bowl to beg for food. He never expected the city ruler to be such a breathtaking beauty. With Lu Wenjiao giving out free porridge, he downs 3 bowls. No luck. He finally gets a full meal after starving. But then a sudden scream breaks the silence. I told you so. That martial goddess is not merciful. She slaughtered the 5 strongholds a year ago. So why is she still hunting us down? Look at that right in front of him. People start spitting blood and dropping dead. Having eaten 3 whole bowls, how is he supposed to survive? Zhu Minglang loses consciousness, his mind screaming an absolute refusal to die. He was just a humble mulberry grower from Tangzhen, robbed of his silk while delivering it to the Lord, forcing him into begging. Game over. Lock him in the Yongcheng dungeon with some random cellmate. Waking up at midnight starving, he sees no food. Instead, there lies the beautiful, incredibly powerful martial goddess Li Yunzi. Well, she is definitely a feast. If heaven wants him dead, at least he gets this final parting gift. He pulls out every ounce of his experience to serve Li Yunzi. Hours later, Zhu Minglang realizes he is somehow still breathing. Right beside him, the real Li Yunzi lies sleeping, her breath slow and steady. Scratching his head, he realizes the touch felt way too real. Did he actually just become the luckiest guy alive? What is this? A snow-white silkworm crawls right out of his hand. Are you awake too, little guy? Awesome. Just then, Li Yunzi opens her eyes. Zhu Minglang stammers out an explanation, but she is completely ignoring him. Too late. The trap already worked. Outside the door, Lu Wenjiao lets out a nasty, mocking laugh. Looking radiant, sister. It seems this dirty beggar took quite good care of you last night. Lu Wenjiao orchestrated this entire mess to ensure the proud, flawless Li Yunzi is permanently humiliated by sleeping with a lowly beggar. She is going to broadcast this juicy scandal to every single household, turning it into the ultimate gossip at every dinner table. Once she leaves, Zhu Minglang realizes Li Yunzi was also drugged. Annoyed by his staring, she punches him in the eye. Do not look. Holding his bruised eye, he whines, Hey, did you not look at me too? Not fair. That is totally unfair. Zhu Minglang shuts his eyes tight, focusing on finding a way out. He commands his cute little silkworm to gnaw through the window iron bars, chewing a clear exit path in mere seconds. Zhu Minglang puffs his chest. My little worm is pretty amazing, right? But Li Yunzi looks at him like he is a total freak, sending him back to his pouty corner. When Li Yunzi asks him to support her, he is baffled. Why would a mighty goddess ever need his help? Turns out she is heavily poisoned, leaving her completely weak. He waves his hand in a pout. No way, you punched me blind. No mercy. She avoids his eyes this time, and drives a solid punch straight into his gut. Defeated, Zhu Minglang swallows his pride and bends over to act as a human stepstool for her. Peeking up at the exit, he gets a swift boot directly to the face. Minutes pass in dead silence. Did she actually just ditch him? You can never trust a pretty face, right? Suddenly, a massive burlap sack drops right on his head. Climb up. Li Yunzi orders him to pull it over himself before dragging him up. She cannot believe a starving beggar could still weigh this much. But finally, they both claw their way out. Seeing how pale and exhausted she looks, he finally believes she is indeed poisoned, acting just like any ordinary, defenseless girl. Li Yunzi gestures for him to follow quietly. Sliding a heavy stone block in the corner aside, she reveals a hidden escape tunnel. He gives her a doubtful look. Are you absolutely sure this dirty hole leads outside? Of course, he follows her anyway, though crawling through the narrow gap costs Zhu Minglang quite a bit of skin and blood. With a view like that right in front of him, any red-blooded guy would suffer a massive nosebleed from the sheer exhaustion. Outside, a raging fire consumes the streets, poured from the jaws of a massive liquid gold dragon currently laying waste to the entire city. Its master is none other than Luo Xiao, a dragon tamer. Holding no grudge against the city, Luo Xiao refuses to leave until he finds the woman in his scroll, Li Yunzi. Watching his power, Lu Wenjiao drools. Eagerly, she reveals that Li Yunzi has slept with a beggar, ruining her purity, and immediately starts offering herself up instead. I am pure, refined, and possess more than enough intellect to lead this city for you. If you do not mind, we can marry tonight. Suddenly, Luo Xiao wraps his hand around Lu Wenjiao's throat, lifting her up. What did you say? How dare you touch her? If she is a precious pearl in this world, you are nothing but filthy, worthless mud. Furious, Luo Xiao directly orders the Lujin fire dragon to unleash its fire on them. Since they dared to touch Li Yunzi, not a single soul is allowed to survive on this earth. With her clothes and flesh actively burning, Lu Wenjiao still has the mind to mock Luo Xiao, leaving him completely baffled by her actions. Is this crazy woman out of her mind? Lu Wenjiao narrows her eyes, using her last breath to provoke Luo Xiao one last time before dying. Haha, Before you became a prestigious dragon tamer, you were nothing more than worthless dirt in her eyes. You absolutely yearn for her, yet she treats you like a lowly servant. In the end, you tamed a dragon, desperately hoping she would finally look at you differently. Yet, I ruined her. The very goddess you dreamed of day and night was enjoyed by a dirty, filthy beggar instead. Ha ha ha. Her mocking laughter echoes louder and louder, stabbing directly into the deepest, most sensitive part of Luo Xiao. He unleashes his fury, burning Lu Wenjiao until not a single bone remains. The Lu Jin fire dragon blasts its flames, turning the entire town into a blazing sea with a heavy, burnt stench. Li Yunzi. Even if that is true, you can only ever belong to me, Luo Xiao. Meanwhile, Li Yunzi has successfully escaped with Zhu Minglang. Together, they look back at Yongcheng, which has now been completely transformed into a chaotic battlefield by Luo Xiao. A single second slower, and they would have been roasted alive. Zhu Minglang is pretty curious to know what Li Yunzi plans to do next. Once the enemy realizes she has escaped, they will definitely hunt her down. Moreover, Li Yunzi is still poisoned and far from recovering her full strength. Zhu Minglang suggests she hide at his place for a bit. Having no other options, Li Yunzi finally agrees. After traveling for 3 days and 3 nights, they finally reach a small silkworm town. Zhu Minglang puts a few wooden tables together to make a makeshift bed, letting Li Yunzi take his actual bed. Late at night, Zhu Minglang hears soft sobbing. Even while asleep, tears are quietly streaming down Li Yunzi's face. She lost her high status, her purity went to him, and her city was instantly destroyed. Honestly, she has every right to feel devastated. To her, he is probably just some lucky beggar. But the next morning? Check this out, a delicious aroma wakes him right up. He sits right up, expecting a massive feast, only to realize the thing Li Yunzi is about to drop into hot oil is his highly precious silkworm. My silkworm is so adorable, how could you eat it? But Li Yunzi is starving, already munching down on several crispy, fried ones. Zhu Minglang has to quickly run out to buy her some bread before his beloved silkworms all end up inside Li Yunzi's stomach. Walking down the street, Zhu Minglang cannot believe a celestial beauty like her would do this. Someone with such a divine presence would ruthlessly cook his pets. Passing a street stall, he hears an old man telling kids that dragons are the ultimate, most noble creatures. This continent possesses a highly unusual, mysterious power. Every single living creature has a slight chance to evolve into a dragon. Legend has it that once they pass through the dragon gate, they will transform completely. Humans also have some highly unique individuals who study these transformation patterns, helping other creatures cross that gate to achieve dragonhood. They are known as dragon tamers. Naturally, every kid dreams of becoming one, but a true dragon tamer must always seek righteousness and protect the innocent. Still, the children complain that finding a spirit capable of dragon transformation is incredibly difficult. The old man explains that spirits absolutely love eating silkworms, and catching one practically guarantees a successful dragon evolution. Because of this, silkworm prices have recently skyrocketed. This means their entire silkworm town is making a pretty massive fortune right now. Only Zhu Minglang is weeping inside, knowing his priceless silkworms are already digested. When he finally brings the food back, she is completely gone. Li Yunzi left a brief note telling him not to search for her, and that they should just act like total strangers from now on. Zhu Minglang feels hurt. Has he really become the absolute biggest embarrassment of her entire life? He is not that kind of guy, but he shakes off the thought and sighs to Xiao Shun, wondering if they are heading back into endless trouble again. But simple is also quite nice. Absolutely no heavy worries. Plus, she does not want him to take any responsibility. But just as he is taking Xiao Shun out to eat, Li Yunzi suddenly startles him. Looking extremely serious, Li Yunzi whispers to him to quickly pretend to be her clansman. And right at that exact second, Luo Xiao kicks the door wide open, catching them together. With an incredibly dark face, he asks if this is the guy she wants to travel with. Li Yunzi coldly makes up a lie, claiming that Zhu Minglang has already reported her current situation directly to their clan. She is keeping him around purely to help heal her remaining wounds before they immediately head back to the Dragon City sect. Realizing his cue, Zhu Minglang drops to his knees to play his part, telling his lady that the clan ordered him to bring her back without letting any outsiders join. Since her status is so incredibly noble and elegant, he humbly suggests she shouldn't trust sketchy people with completely unknown backgrounds. Oof, calling him an outsider absolutely hits a raw nerve. But before Luo Xiao can explode, Li Yunzi smoothly plays along with Zhu Minglang. She quickly explains that Luo Xiao was merely a servant in her father's inner courtyard in the past, but now he is a fully fledged dragon tamer, not some sketchy stranger. Zhu Minglang slowly nods, accepting him as a clan ally, and suggests they all travel together. Luo Xiao flies them on his dragon, and the whole way, Zhu Minglang cannot stop shaking. Luo Xiao is the monster who destroyed all of Yongcheng just to find Li Yunzi and her lucky beggar. If he finds out Zhu Minglang is that guy, he will definitely roast him alive. Zhu Minglang is pretty curious about this Luo Xiao's background. Is he not her father's servant anymore? Li Yunzi recalls how Luo Xiao used to spy on her practicing swordplay, which is exactly why her father kicked him out. Zhu Minglang stays silent, deeply thanking his lucky stars. Luo Xiao got banished just for watching her train, while he actually slept with her and is still walking around totally fine. Zhu Minglang wonders if Luo Xiao is using this search for Li Yunzi to get back into the Great Clan. He is forcing them back, so anything could happen on this journey. Meanwhile, Luo Xiao keeps glaring down, getting totally furious as he sees Zhu Minglang leaning close to whisper to Li Yunzi. Luo Xiao suddenly forces the dragon into a steep dive. Zhu Minglang and Li Yunzi slide down its scales, almost flying right off the dragon's back. The Lujin fire dragon lands. Luo Xiao stands perfectly still, while Zhu Minglang is desperately clinging to Li Yunzi's leg. He stammers, "Are you trying to murder the lady commander?" Luo Xiao claims his dragon has a wild temper, making landings a bit rough, before glaring back to warn Zhu Minglang. He barks, "You are just a member of the Li clan. How dare you touch the lady commander?" Li Yunzi immediately kicks Zhu Minglang away. She had unconsciously let him hold her without resisting, which makes Luo Xiao highly suspicious. She says, "Guard Zhu is new to the academy. His dragon has not formed yet. Thank you for your trouble, Mr. Luo." After her quick excuse, Luo Xiao leaps down, mocking Zhu Minglang for being so bold as to dream of her without even owning a dragon. Zhu Minglang just ignores him, choosing peace over a fight. Check that out. Below lies the ancestral Dragon City-State. Legend says it was formed from an ancient primal dragon, and seeing it today, Zhu Minglang knows the rumors are true. But inside the clan hall, a shattered teacup flies, cutting Li Yunzi's face. The one who threw it is clan leader Li Ying, sitting beside his chief wife, Kong Tong. He rages, "You cannot even protect your own reputation. How will you ever lead this famous ancestral Dragon City-State in the future?" Luo Xiao quickly reports. He wiped out all of Yongcheng, so how did the news reach ancestral Dragon City this fast? With just one cold glare from Li Ying, Luo Xiao drops to his knees, not daring to speak. Lady Kong Tong smiles slightly, but her words stab deep into Li Yunzi's pride, saying, "No matter what, Li Yunzi has won quite a few battles for us." She adds, "Even if her reputation is ruined, her authority as commander still stands." Li Ying scoffs. What commander authority does she even have left? Even the soldiers under her command are now facing the exact same humiliation. In the end, Li Ying decides to strip Li Yunzi of her Lady Commander title, dispersing all her loyal soldiers to other camps on the Western Front. Even her role as successor to the Dragon Arsenal goes to her younger sister, Nan Lingsha. While Li Yunzi is locked away in isolation, Li Ying turns his attention to Luo Xiao, asking about his Lujin fire dragon. He says, "I did not expect you to find such a miracle after leaving the Li clan. You did well, showing those refugees that we are not to be trifled with." Li Ying immediately appoints him as his direct subordinate. That Lujin fire dragon has huge potential, but it also requires massive resources and a master-teacher guidance. Luo Xiao happily bows, thanking Li Ying repeatedly until the clan leader is out of sight. Zhu Minglang stands there completely ignored, like an awkward third wheel, before Luo Xiao shoves him aside to get close to Li Yunzi. He tells her, "Do not worry about what others think. I will become the pillar of this clan and do whatever it takes to marry you." This guy's devotion is actually pretty real. He does not need her answer yet, just wanting her to know his feelings. Once he leaves, Zhu Minglang gently hands her a handkerchief to wipe the blood from her cheek, but Li Yunzi abruptly turns and rushes away, unable to hold back the tears welling up in her eyes. That night, Zhu Minglang tosses and turns in the guest room. Even though Li Yunzi is not blaming him, she still refuses to see him. He cannot just sit around doing nothing, so he needs to find a temporary job around here. Luckily, he can still plant some mulberry leaves, or his little silkworm will wake up and go completely wild from hunger. This spiritual domain is a dragon tamer's pocket dimension, used to house all their tamed dragons. Wait, look at this. Zhu Minglang is completely shocked to find a brand new cocoon, with a tiny baby dragon curled up inside it. Could this be a sign of dragon transformation? Bai Qi is finally reclaiming his true dragon status. Overjoyed, Zhu Minglang realizes that pretty soon, he will be soaring high through the clouds just like the old days. If only he were a real dragon tamer, he would have never let Bai Qi end up like this. He whispers, "Do not worry, Bai Qi. I will find out why you degenerated." He vows, "I will help you grow, bring you back to the very peak, and become a true dragon tamer myself." Besides, Zhu Minglang refuses to be Li Yunzi's lifelong shame, so he must find a safe spot for Bai Qi to go through his cocoon phase. Staying at this Dragon City gang base is impossible now. Just then, a knock sounds as Li Yunzi's maid, Su Ni, arrives to hand over his official Dragon Tamer Academy recommendation letter. Zhu Minglang never expected Li Yunzi to turn his fake Dragon Master status into a real one, likely to stop Luo Xiao from digging further. Su Ni also warns him not to miss the spirit selection after registering, urging him to choose his partner very carefully. The next day, he arrives at the Grand Dragon Tamer Academy, rising majestically from the vast ocean. A girl selling peaches by the road assumes he is only here to sightsee, refusing to believe he is enrolling and laughing, "Hey, handsome, are you still dreaming?" She laughs right in his face, seeing his incredibly plain clothes and total lack of a baby spirit, looking completely clueless. Since when did the Academy's entry standards drop this low? Annoyed, Zhu Minglang bets her that if he walks in right now, the guards at the main gate won't even dare to stop him. If he wins, he gets her whole basket of peaches, but if she wins, he has to buy them all as the girl playfully teases him. She boasts that he could never afford them all anyway. Meanwhile, Zhu Minglang walks up to the gate and presents his recommendation letter. The gatekeeper immediately guides him inside to collect his school badge. Zhu Minglang proudly turns back to gloat, but the peach girl doesn't even care, completely ignoring him to hawk her fresh fruit. Honestly, this cold treatment hurts way worse than actually losing. Once the candidates gather, an elder signals them to set off. They mount a massive water dragon, with Manhwa and Xiaoying joining Zhu Minglang. Suddenly, a loud voice echoes from the other side of the bridge. It is his uncle shouting, "Xiaoying, you are our village's hope, so become a dragon master no matter what. But if you fail, that is fine too. Just come back home." He adds that they will graze the cows and sheep, harvest milk or wool if they don't get fat, and reminds him to share his deer meat with friends. Embarrassed, Xiaoying waves frantically, begging his uncle to stop talking. He strikes up a chat with those nearby, introducing himself to Zhu Minglang. But Nanhua, sitting right in front of them, stays completely silent. The instructor warns them to stop wasting time. Since they arrived late, their journey is longer, meaning only leftover baby spirits will remain at the selection hall. Inside the hall, another elder lounging on a chair lazily points them toward the spirits. Once they choose, they must register with him to seal the soul contract. Check out this massive forest of baby spirits. Xiaoying has absolutely no clue which one to pick. Nanhua shoots him a scoff, saying you guys are taking this too seriously, when not even one of these 1,000 spirits is guaranteed to become a true dragon. Bringing you here is just to give you some false hope anyway. Just grab one and stop wasting precious time. Instead of overthinking your choice, you should focus your energy on actually training whatever you get. Meanwhile, Zhu Minglang spots a tiny silkworm crawling along, only for a weird alligator-dragon hybrid to instantly snap it up. Wolf pups start bullying the little guy, so Zhu Minglang scoops him up and names him the little alligator spirit. He offers to let the little guy live with him, but it responds by spitting a stream of yellow liquid right on his face and laughing hysterically. Zhu Minglang grits his teeth. No wonder this little gremlin was getting picked on. Serves it right. Still, he recalls the elder mentioning that spirits loving silkworms have a high chance of becoming dragons. Plus, this stubborn alligator seems like a hidden dragon in disguise, so he patiently bribes the creature with a few juicy silkworms. He promises, "I am a master silkworm breeder, so while I cannot guarantee you will evolve, you will definitely never go hungry." At the mention of food, the alligator drools and happily agrees to everything. Zhu Minglang signs the soul contract right away, naming him He Ya. Over at the dorms, Zhu Minglang spends his afternoon digging a pond for his pet. While he goes to bathe, He Ya splashes around happily. Zhu Minglang sinks into a steaming hot bath, letting his whole body completely unwind. Next morning, while Zhu Minglang is still fast asleep, an energetic He Ya leaps onto his face. It does some diligent push-ups, earning a silkworm reward. Today, he takes the spirit out to train. Along the way, Zhu Minglang overhears some ridiculous rumors spreading about himself and Li Yunzi. Some gossipers snicker, "What do you know? With a goddess-tier beauty like hers in a lawless place like Wutu, who wouldn't want a taste?" The rumors get crazier by the second, leaving Zhu Minglang speechless. Soon, they reach a roaring waterfall, where He Ya begins practicing his swimming. Though highly agile, his brakes seem completely broken as he charges straight toward the dangerous falls. Zhu Minglang immediately dives in, tossing him safely to shore, but takes the fall instead. The branch he clings to suddenly snaps in half, sending him into a panic. Seeing this, He Ya dives right back into the rushing water. Screaming at him to return only makes the little guy swim harder as his body suddenly tenses, his horn grows longer, and he seemingly evolves in seconds. Zhu Minglang is falling, but something suddenly catches him in midair. Zhu Minglang realizes it is a massive flood dragon poking its head out of the waterfall. Down below, Duanlan naively asks Zhu Minglang why he is trying to end his life, reminding him his parents gave him this body. Zhu Minglang leaps down to explain that it was just a total accident. Up above, wait for it, He Ya leaps down, forgetting he cannot fly. The flood dragon saves his life too. First the master, and now his pet. Zhu Minglang is thrilled that He Ya leveled up, but even with extra strength, jumping off cliffs like that is really going to ruin his bones. Duanlan looks them over and says, "You should focus on training He Ya, Zhu Minglang. It seems he has found a path to become a dragon. If there is nothing else, please do not disturb my cultivation here anymore." Zhu Minglang bows deeply to thank Duanlan for saving his life. and Heya quickly copies his master. Zhu Minglang scratches Heya behind the ears, saying if they face those bullies from the Dragon Hall again, his pet can easily take on 3 at once. But Heya just stares at the flood dragon and roars. Zhu Minglang laughs out loud. Right. Your goal is not just beating up some weak wolves. One day, you will be strong enough to challenge this actual flood dragon to a real fight. Back at the academy dorms, Xiao Ying is on his knees, admitting defeat after his young spirit loses a fight, letting the winner treat him like a personal servant. Zhu Minglang frowns, thinking there is really nothing special about weak spirits fighting. Right then, Heya's stomach lets out a loud growl. Looks like he is hungry again. Zhu Minglang has to feed him cheap grouper fish for now, since his silkworms are still too small. The next day, he is busy running around trying to find food for the little guy. He can get silkworms by doing tasks at the Dragon Hall, but his pet's stomach is basically a bottomless pit now. Only real money can solve this problem. On top of that, Bai Qi loves flower nectar, so he has to wait until he wakes up to feed him. Suddenly, someone yells, "Stop right there, Zhu Minglang." Xiao Ying pinches his nose as he walks over, completely disgusted that Zhu Minglang is shoveling dragon manure. That is dirty work meant only for lowly servants. Seeing Zhu Minglang stoop so low, he immediately tries to order him around, demanding that he clean up everyone's dirty dorm rooms. Zhu Minglang fires right back, "Why on earth should I act as a servant for you guys?" Furious, Xiao Ying throws down his broom and spits out some pretty nasty words. "Since you skipped yesterday's spirit match, you forfeited your rights. The weakest loser has to do the dirty work, so start cleaning." Zhu Minglang is completely speechless. If someone actually enters a tournament, they should face the consequences. That is only fair. But since he did not participate, he does not need Xiao Ying to clean his room, nor does he owe any of them a single favor. Left utterly speechless and bitter, Xiao Ying grumbles to himself that if Zhu Minglang is so tough, he should go challenge that wolf tamer instead. Zhu Minglang carries a heavy basket of silkworms back home for his pet, who has gotten pretty thin lately from eating nothing but cheap fish. The moment he sees the basket, Heya spits out his fish and dives right in. Hours later, he is lying there with a round belly, burping up pure silkworm smell. But Zhu Minglang is starting to get worried. The few silkworms he gets from cleaning the Dragon Hall are not nearly enough to feed this beast anymore. He needs a better way to earn money. Then he suddenly remembers that completing official academy quests on his way back from the Dragon Hall comes with decent rewards. But the quest board is filled with brutal missions like sieging fortified castles. Even the Dragon Tamer quests the academy is involved in look intense, including an assault on Tan City, where an evil cult has completely taken over the land of Wutu. They have seized the city, sacrificing the souls of innocent citizens and slaves to practice dark spirit magic. If he can stop this threat within 3 months, he will be rewarded with 1/4 of the tax revenue from Tan City. That is a massive fortune, but he doubts he can pull it off. If only Bai Qi was not suffering from spinal issues right now. Then, he spots another quest on the board, a perfect way to make money and train his pet. He needs to exterminate the bluefish demons in Huli River. They screech non-stop at night and lay ugly eggs all along the scenic shores. Some have even attacked local fishermen, making them a menace. Completing this within half a month rewards him with a valuable golden serpent bead. Zhu Minglang takes his pet to Huli River, and the eager little beast immediately dives in to scout. When these tricky fish demons gather in a group, they flick their tails to warn the school of incoming danger, allowing the entire pack to easily dodge his strikes. Although these monsters swim quite fast, they are not completely unstoppable. Our duo definitely still has a fighting chance. Zhu Minglang takes him back to the Flood Dragon waterfall so he can train against the heavy water pressure and boost his speed. The little guy refuses, but Zhu Minglang tosses him in anyway. By nightfall, a dizzy Heya crawls ashore, completely exhausted as he internally cries about how tired he is. Poor baby is exhausted. Luckily, Zhu Minglang announces that training is over for today, and it is time to go home for some silkworms. Instantly energized, the little guy scrambles to his feet, ready to run home. Just 1 week later, he levels up once again. Zhu Minglang decides it is finally time to hunt those fish demons down. His pet dives in, scatters their school, and starts chasing them down one by one. Snatching them up in his jaws, he tosses the demons into the air for his master to catch. With the quest complete, Zhu Minglang holds the golden bead, knowing it will buy plenty of high-quality silkworms and sweet flower nectar for Bai Qi. Suddenly, someone calls out to Zhu Minglang. She finally found him. It is Fang Nianian, a local peach seller, and she is demanding that he buy her entire basket of peaches because he lost a bet. Zhu Minglang immediately flashes his Dragon Tamer Academy token to prove who actually owes whom here. Fang Nianian gasps in shock. Is he really a student of Dragon Tamer Academy? And if so, where is his dragon? Zhu Minglang refuses to let her change the subject, demanding her biggest, freshest, and most juicy peaches. Fang Nianian pouts, muttering that her house is overflowing with peaches, promising to deliver them once today's batch sells out. Zhu Minglang then asks her if she knows where he can buy nectar and silkworms around here. Fang Nianyan proudly pats her chest, boasting that there is absolutely nothing her family does not sell in Fengdi town, promising great quality at a discount. Zhu Minglang waves her off, no need for advertisements. He just wants to pre-order some silkworms and nectar. He promises if the quality is good, he will buy exclusively from her. But trying to order 10 baskets of silkworms and 10 nectar jars with just 1 gold sand grain makes Fang Nianyan practically spit fire. Seeing how incredibly broke he is, Fang Nianyan points toward a distant boathouse. She tells him that they do not just have beauties there, but handsome men too, suggesting a good-looking guy like him could easily earn money from the wealthy older ladies. Offended, Zhu Minglang snaps. He is only supporting her because they are acquaintances, reluctantly cutting his order down to 10 baskets of silkworms and 8 jars of nectar. Fang Nianyan keeps bargaining until they settle on 7, boldly claiming that if Zhu Minglang can find another place in town selling nectar, she will take his last name. Though quite skeptical, Zhu Minglang ultimately seals the deal with Fang Nianyan. Suddenly, Fang Nianyan clings to someone else with a complete turnaround, gushing that it has been forever, and her beautiful sister has gotten even prettier, making her own heart flutter. While mentally cursing her out, Zhu Minglang realizes the newcomer looks exactly like Li Yunzi. Zhu Minglang happily asks if she came all this way to see him, but she looks completely blank, prompting a scoff from a judgmental Fang Nianyan. She tells him to stop dreaming so high above his station, handing a peach to sister Nan Lingsha while ignoring him. As Nan Lingsha heads back to the academy, Zhu Minglang feels like he has heard her name somewhere before. Fang Nianyan gasps, how could he not recognize the legendary beauty of their academy? Zhu Minglang scratches his head, using the excuse that he only focuses on training and knows nothing about campus gossip. Fang Nianyan explains that Nan Lingsha is the eldest miss of the prestigious Nam family, making Zhu Minglang frown deeply. Could he have actually mistaken her for someone else? Meanwhile, over at the Lei household, Kong Tong is discussing something with Luo Xiao regarding Li Yunzi's upcoming marriage. She hands Luo Xiao an official order, explaining that the family head, Li Ying, requested her to deliver it. A rebellion has erupted due to an alliance of 9 cities, aiming to seize Dongshu City. With their forces deployed, Luo Xiao is ordered to march tomorrow to teach those rebels a lesson. Unlike his past minor achievements, completing this crucial mission will be different. His reputation in the city will skyrocket. Believing that success will finally let him marry Li Yunzi, Luo Xiao eagerly vows to give his all and never disappoint Li Ying or Kong Tong. Out of nowhere, Kong Tong suddenly asks Luo Xiao if he happens to know Zhu Minglang. Luo Xiao freezes. Lady Li Yunzi claimed he was a family member, but could that be a lie? Kong Tong simply waves her hand. No one named Zhu Minglang belongs here, she notes, keeping further details to herself. She plans to investigate Zhu Minglang herself, while Luo Xiao focuses on his mission in Dongshu City. Luo Xiao nods, but hatred is already burning in his heart. He has long suspected Zhu Minglang was up to no good, but why on earth would Li Yunzi cover for him? Back at the academy, Zhu Minglang is sneezing non-stop. That is what happens when Luo Xiao keeps cursing your name. But hold on. His spirit realm suddenly starts reacting. Bai Qi is finally about to hatch, emerging with gorgeous ombre fur and a stunning crystal effect that completely outshines poor Heya. Yet, Zhu Minglang notices she looks somewhat different from her previous form. The adorable Bai Qi gently rubs against his cheek, cutely begging for food. Zhu Minglang chuckles. Luckily, he already prepared some sweet nectar for her. As Bai Qi takes delicate sips, the greedy Heya immediately tries to sneak a bite. Zhu Minglang introduces the two, telling them they are teammates from now on. An excited Heya eager to flirt with the new beauty gets nothing but a freezing glare from Bai Qi, instantly turning him to ice because of his creepy face. While this little family of 3 enjoys their time, outside, crowds of students are rushing off to gather somewhere. That is when Zhu Minglang suddenly remembers he has class today, almost missing his very first lecture at the academy. Inside the lecture hall of Dragon Tamer Academy, rumors spread about some flowing gold fire spirits wreaking absolute havoc in Dongshu City lately, behaving worse than common thugs. Plenty of folks back in ancestral Dragon City-State are cursing the Dragon Tamer of that destructive beast. It is quite obvious they are talking about Luo Xiao. Yet, despite his brutal reputation, some believe a true man must prove himself on the field of battle. Someone pipes up. He boasts that once his wolf spirit ascends to a dragon, he will conquer a city and invite everyone over. Though Xiao Ying believes only Manhwa could achieve such a feat. Manhwa's infant spirit is already born of dragon royalty. He can already unleash low-level magic, unlike normal students who have to work like dogs just to survive. The entire crowd looks at Manhwa with pure envy. Really? Turns out Manhwa already has a baby dragon? That is seriously impressive. The wolf tamer just smirks. His wolf will turn into a dragon sooner or later anyway, so he is confident his beast could easily bite any high and mighty dragon offspring. Manhwa scoffs at this complete idiot. Can you really not tell the difference between a legendary dragon and a wild beast? Even as a baby dragon, it could shred your pathetic wolf into 1,000 pieces. Sensing the heat, the wolf tamer quickly shifts the target to Zhu Minglang. Everyone in the yard has already been thrashed by this guy, except Zhu Minglang. So now, he tries to bait Manhwa into fighting Zhu Minglang instead. Zhu Minglang thought this guy was just a brainless hothead, but turns out he is a petty snake trying to shift the heat. Talk about killing two birds with one stone. Manhwa remembers Zhu Minglang too, specifically his past job of shoveling dragon poop, mocking that he probably dug up some cheap treasure there. Is that the little chicken you are holding right there? To deal with that thing, my green dragon does not even need to step in. I can choke it with one hand. Zhu Minglang gets hit with a second shock, annoyed that Manhwa would bring up his old chores just to flex in front of the girls and humiliate him. Insulting Zhu Minglang is one thing, but the moment this guy targets his adorable Bai Qi, he loses any chance of leaving in one piece. Waking from a deep sleep, Bai Qi instantly takes flight, showing off his silky feathers and immediately capturing the attention of every girl watching. Oh my, it is so beautiful. What kind of dragon is that? Manhwa gets absolutely green with envy, loudly complaining that Bai Qi is just using his cute looks to get cheap attention with zero actual skills to back it up. Bai Qi swiftly lands on a nearby rock, glaring right at him. Furious, Manhwa decides to use the ultimate move he just learned yesterday, snapping at how this stupid chicken dares to provoke him. You want to fight? Fine. I will give you exactly what you want. Everyone gasps in shock. They did not expect Manhwa, a fresh academy student, to already be a proper dragon tamer with his very own ultimate move. Manhwa opens up his summoning portal, and a massive spiny dragon steps out, turning the onlookers pale with absolute fear. The wolf tamer feels like a genius for using Zhu Minglang to test Manhwa first, otherwise his wolf would have been sliced in half. Flipping his hair, Manhwa tells himself to maintain his cold, cool boss image, confidently asking if they can see the difference. This is the massive gap between that chicken and my green dragon. Seeing this, the girls start screaming, declaring themselves his wives, completely blown away by his power. He commands his green dragon to pluck Bai Qi bare without holding anything back. The green dragon unleashes a massive roar, but Bai Qi effortlessly dodges its incoming strike. Bai Qi stares back with innocent, sparkling eyes. But wait, watch this, because here is where the tables turn completely. He flies high into the air, whipping up a massive, raging tornado. Bai Qi dives straight down like a fast arrow, striking the green dragon in the chest and making it shriek. Sent flying by the impact, the green dragon slides right past Manhwa's completely stunned face. It slams hard into the wall, kicking up a massive cloud of dust, before Bai Qi proudly lands with all 4 feet right on its nose. The green dragon is completely knocked out. The crowd is left totally dumbfounded, while the rest are completely mesmerized by Bai Qi's stunning beauty. Everyone wishes they could have a dragon this beautiful and insanely powerful. Manhwa gnashes his teeth and swears, his face completely darkening as his fury boils over. Damn it! Zhu Minglang reaches out his hand, calling little Bai Qi back. Swooping down, his purple eyes sparkle in a warm pink glow as he smiles, welcoming the little beast onto his shoulder. Flapping his white wings, the creature nuzzles Zhu Minglang's hair as someone gasps out that it is a real dragon. Hong Hao smiles, saying he knew it all along. Brother Truk is usually quiet, but he is incredibly powerful. Today was a real eye-opener. Theoden nods, agreeing completely. Since day one, I knew Brother Truk was extraordinary, clearly different from the rest of us. This has been a massive eye-opener. Suddenly, 2 young ladies walk up, gushing over how amazing he is and how Brother Truk is destined to become a legendary dragon tamer. One adds that Zhu Minglang's baby dragon is incredibly powerful and absolutely gorgeous. The other asks if he has a girlfriend yet, curious about his ideal type. Poor Zhu Minglang can only stand there in silent, helpless awkwardness. Deep down, Zhu Minglang smiles. Even as a baby, Bai Qi is a complete beast, proving his glory days are finally right around the corner. Clearing his throat, he tells Manhwa to put his dragon away, advising him to train it slowly since it still has some real potential. With his head hanging, Manhwa recalls his beast as the raging power around him slowly calms down, gritting his teeth to go back. Suddenly, Bai Lin flashes a green light, its pupils shrinking as pure killing intent erupts, roaring and smashing the vines around them with violent energy. Smirking, Manhwa yells that it is evolving, shocking everyone as Bai Lin gathers purple light in its throat, lightning wrapping its body as it charges Zhu Minglang. He watches silently as the deafening roar shakes the entire hall. Both he and the little spirit beast stand calmly in the center, while the girls panic, calling Manhwa absolutely despicable. Chuckling, Zhu Minglang tells Manhwa he was right about his dragon's potential. Since he won the last match, he is happy to forfeit this one. He suggests a draw, but the other guy snaps back, "Don't talk nonsense. There are no 2 rounds here since I haven't recalled my dragon yet. The battle isn't over. Your stray chicken is nothing but a wild bird. So don't go thinking some inherited wind-controlling power can ever make it compare to my magnificent true dragon." Zhu Minglang puts his hands up. Fine. I accept. Suddenly, Bai Qi lunges forward, making Zhu Minglang shout in shock, "Hey, Bai Qi!" The beast swoops right down next to Bai Lin, its silver feathers vibrating violently. Zhu Minglang frowns in deep thought. Is this Bai Qi's true fighting spirit? Is it actually getting serious now? Bai Qi soars up to face Bai Lin, light exploding in midair as its wings spread, swirling green spiritual energy into a massive barrier that floods the entire hall. Ice freezes everything. It locks the thorny vines inside blocks of solid ice. Bai Qi circles around, shattering the oncoming vines with a sweep of its wings, while Bai Lin erupts in purple evil energy, lunging to grab it. Bai Qi spreads its wings and cries out, unleashing a counterattacking light, while Zhu Minglang warns it with a worried shout. Watch out, it is toxic. Bai Lin floods the hall with a massive wave of deadly pressure. Oh my god, it is too fast. Xiaoying screams in pure panic as she watches the massive stone pillars get corroded by the toxic purple mist. Honghao runs for his life, shouting, "We have to get out of here. This Bai Lin is too strong, and if that poison touches us, we will melt." And look at that, inside the cracking ice, a dark shadow emerges, its eyes glowing with a terrifying light. Bai Qi wraps its wings to form an icy shield, blocking the toxic spikes before transforming into a spinning drill of pure spiritual energy that dives straight at Bai Lin. Zhu Minglang quickly gathers swirling blue spiritual energy into his hand, compressing it into a powerful seal to fire forward, shouting, "Bai Qi, fly outside. Do not fight with this thing in here anymore." Damn it. Zhu Minglang thinks Bai Qi is way too aggressive, but if that Bai Lin makes contact, I can force a summon back to the spiritual realm. Manhwa laughs mockingly. Are you scared now? Too late. Are you seriously trying to force a spiritual recall right in front of me? If my attack hits your summoning seal, your very soul is going to take all the damage, so I suggest you just give up. But Bai Qi snaps its eyes open, forehead mark glowing brightly as swirling blue crests form behind its back and its wings spread wide. Unloading its spiritual power, it spins sparkling ice crystals into a glowing halo around its body, whipping its tail like an icy lash that tears through the thorny defense, before suddenly driving the crystal-tipped tail straight into Bai Lin's eye. It pierces its pupil. Freezing mist explodes. The roof shakes. Hard. The resulting shockwave cracks the stone ceiling to pieces. Even Hong Hao and Xiao Ying are left gasping in pure shock. I mean, what kind of monsters are these two? Are they actually true dragon tamers? With one final sweep of its wings, dust explodes as silver feathers drift across the entire hall. Emerging from the dust, Bai Qi flies upward before landing lightly on Zhu Minglang's shoulder, folding its wings as the young tamer smiles with pure pride. Bai Lin bares its fangs and roars as dark energy spews from its maw, but with its limbs frozen solid, it can only writhe on the ground in agony. Manhwa gasps in absolute shock. How is this possible? He was just a step away from the dragon gate, only to be defeated by this trash infant spirit. What kind of dragon is this? He screams in absolute rage. It is clearly just an infant. So how did it defeat my fully grown Bai Lin dragon? A calm voice echoes through the room that is the ice god White Dragon. As she speaks, a young lady enters, making everyone bow in deep respect. They greet Duanlan, while Zhu Minglang's eyes go wide, wondering if she is actually a teacher. A teacher? Duanlan turns to him and speaks, "You two performed quite well today. Now head back to your seats." Manhwa stammers out, "Sister Lam, Duanlan, what about my Bai Lin's eye?" Holding up a small vial, she tells him calmly, "Apply this to your Bai Lin, and its eye will heal up in no time. You should be grateful Zhu Minglang's beast held back from piercing the lethal center," she adds, leaving Manhwa to ask in panic if his dragon is blind. Duanlan continues, clapping her hands. "All right, today we are going to learn all about dragon bloodlines. Dragons are split into 3 major bloodlines: ancient dragons, giant dragons, and spirit dragons." As the students listen intently to every word, she explains that ancient dragons wield combat arts, giant dragons use magic, and spirit dragons master profound techniques. Take Nanhua's Bai Lin, which is a classic giant dragon. Those green, thorny vines are the forest magic that its bloodline controls. Zhu Minglang speaks up, "Teacher, what about the ice god White Dragon? What kind of bloodline does it have?" Duanlan explains, Zhu Minglang's White Dragon draws power from the Silver Moon, putting it in the spirit class, while its secondary bloodline uses the astral wind ice of a giant dragon. During that duel, it actually relied entirely on wind magic, without even touching its spirit dragon profound techniques. As we discussed in our last class, every beast must progress through 4 distinct stages: infancy, growth, adulthood, and perfection. True dragons are ranked as spawn, lord, monarch, and king. For example, Nanhua's Bai Lin only reached dragon spawn rank upon reaching full adulthood, yet the ice god White Dragon was already a dragon spawn back in its infancy. If he can make it to his final completion phase, there is a real chance he will reach Dragon Lord rank. Zhu Minglang, you need to raise him pretty carefully. Meanwhile, Bai Qi has already fallen fast asleep on his shoulder. Xiaoying says, who would have thought this little white dragon could be this incredibly strong? Zhu Minglang is honestly so lucky to have gotten his hands on such an amazing dragon species. But he just glares back without saying a word, thinking to himself, it is not that Bai Qi cannot use profound arts, but rather that since leaving his cocoon, his azure dragon magic has not quite awakened yet. Before this, Bai Qi was never actually able to use giant dragon magic, so his regression was not some life reversal, but a unique type of rebirth transformation. Duanlan tries to comfort him, saying, Manhwa, you do not need to be sad. Everyone has their own strengths. Who knows, down the line you might get a pretty incredible dragon species too. Just train slowly. There is absolutely no rush. He just frowns in silence, deeply lost in his own thoughts. Nanhua secretly vows to himself one of these days, I will definitely surpass you. While Zhu Minglang sits resting his chin in deep thought, Bai Qi happily munches on delicious flower nectar. This means that the journey from little Bai Qi's infancy to full adulthood is going to be incredibly critical. If he is not raised well, those legendary azure dragon arts might be lost forever, never to be awakened. Plus, this nectar is only enough for 1 week. Where on earth will he find more? Suddenly, he is startled by someone calling his name. But before she can even finish, Heya excitedly lunges right into her arms. Teacher Duan, Zhu Minglang realizes. He curses silently, damn, what a perverted dragon. Duanlan cradles Heya close, asking Zhu Minglang, could you do me a little favor? He quickly answers, of course I can. They stop by a gorgeous waterfall emptying into a deep blue lake. She continues down in these waters lies a 100-year-old water monster. While it is not incredibly strong, its senses are super sharp. The moment I summon Jianchuan Dragon, it immediately dives straight to the bottom. Forcing it out with high-level profound magic would be easy, but that might end up hurting the other innocent creatures in the lake. Standard bait simply won't work on this thing. So, I was hoping your little Heya could lure it out. Zhu Minglang rubs its head, saying, Heya, listen carefully. The second that monster charges at you, you need to rush straight back up. Do not let it catch you, no matter what. Leave the rest to teacher Duanlan's flood dragon, got it? Heya looks up with teary eyes, protesting, so you are just using me as live bait? That is so unfair. Heya rushes right back to Duanlan, crying out, please comfort me. She gently strokes the little dragon, assuring him, don't worry, it is not dangerous. You are pretty strong yourself. Heya immediately pumps himself up. I can definitely do this. Zhu Minglang just watches in helpless silence. With that, Heya dives straight down into the crystal clear water. Watch the water right here. Zhu Minglang keeps his eyes glued to the dark shadow darting below as the lake begins swirling violently, with purple lightning tracing the predator's path. Darting across the surface, a terrified Heya literally starts crying, screaming out, oh mother! Water erupts everywhere, blasting helpless fish high into the air. He turns to her in sheer panic, calling out teacher Duanlan, but she calmly replies, it is still not time yet. A massive catfish charges, ready to swallow Heya whole. Terrified, the little dragon screams, help! Zhu Minglang quickly channels his blue spiritual energy, forming a magic array to step in. Duanlan turns back and says, if you save him now, you are basically giving up on the Dragon Gate. One day, he is going to have to leave your shelter anyway. If he cannot push his limits when facing dangers like this, he will never transform into a true dragon. Zhu Minglang realizes she is right, he was just worrying too much. If a baby eagle never learns to face the terrifying heights of the cliff, it is only ever destined to become food for other predators. With his eyes locked in intense focus, sweat begins dripping down as he worries, sick for little Heya. The catfish surfaces with a deafening roar, churning the water into violent waves. Its jaws snap open, ready to inhale Heya, but the little dragon suddenly dives down like a lightning-fast arrow. Heya panics as the catfish fires crackling pink electrical beams straight from its eyes. He lets out a fierce roar, his chest suddenly glowing bright with crackling lightning. He dives forward like a bolt of thunder, slamming straight into the throat of that massive catfish. This is his heavy horn strike. Under the crushing pressure of Heya's aerial descent, the beast begins thrashing wildly in pure terror. Tianlin roars and lunges straight for the water monster. Having just taken a direct hit from the lightning strike, the beast floats helpless on its back. Tianlin swiftly tears into the catfish's back, spraying fresh blood everywhere. Then he brutally rips its horn clean off, sending a massive spray of crimson flying. The catfish shrieks, thrashing its tentacles in a wild frenzy as red blood dyes the water. Zhu Minglang can only watch with wide eyes, completely gripped by the violence. Meanwhile, Duanlan remains perfectly calm as the thrashing beast creates a terrifying, crimson-stained whirlpool. He gasps in panic, oh no, Heya! But look at this save. Tianlin quickly wraps his tail around him and pulls him to safety. He gently lifts Heya up, placing him safely back on the shore. Zhu Minglang runs over, shouting happily, Heya! Tianlin chimes in, look at that, Heya. Even he is completely surprised by you. You did an amazing job. Smiling, he hugs. Hey ya, tight as the little guy clings back. Proud as can be, we totally crushed that monster together with Zhanshuan Dragon. Tianlin rises from the water, staring deeply at them both. Zhu Minglang tries to say Teacher Duanlan, but she just turns and walks away. Duanlan holds the red pearl in her hand, her spiritual energy exploding into waves of brilliant light. She says this is that water monster's core, so let's call it a reward for He Ya. It will help He Ya become a dragon much sooner. Zhu Minglang takes it, saying thank you, teacher. Duanlan climbs onto her Bin Thianlan dragon, and continues, no need to thank me. You earned this, so come by my place tonight to pick up a jar of bone nectar. This special nectar is far better suited for your dragon than ordinary honey, so think of it as my little reward for you. The night is quiet as moonlight pours into the courtyard, though his room remains lit. Inside, Zhu Minglang speaks up as Bai Qi chugs down the entire jar of nectar. There will be plenty more later. Take it slow, don't force yourself. Zhu Minglang thinks to himself, it seems Teacher Duan's bone nectar is absolutely perfect for little Bai Qi's taste. He smiles, looking at its stuffed, round belly, thinking to himself, the food issue for both Bai Qi and He Ya is finally solved. Tomorrow, I should head to the library to find books on dragon rearing so I can prepare before these guys grow up. The next morning at the Dragon Tamer Academy Library, Zhu Minglang thinks to himself, according to the records in these two books, whether it is a Silver Moon Ying dragon or a Starwind Ice dragon, the growth period from infancy to adulthood takes only about a single year, making them one of the fastest growing species in the dragon tribe. He stares intently at the book, thinking to himself, so, little Bai Qi also needs about a year to reach his adult stage. But with the help of the spirit domain and this special nectar, maybe just 1 month is enough. Zhu Minglang closes the book and ponders further. If I feed him entirely with bone nectar, I could cut the time down to 20 days, and Bai Qi's ice feather dance and ice magic will grow even stronger. He sighs in deep thought. He Ya's appetite is getting bigger and bigger. Raising dragons is seriously expensive. Zhu Minglang's eyes widen as he spots another book on the shelf, reading it with a smug grin. Dragons love collecting gold and jewels, so raiding a dragon lair is the fastest way to get rich. Zhu Minglang puts the book back, thinking, forget it, I should just stick to my old methods. But wait, he suddenly freezes, his gaze completely locked onto something unexpected. Zhu Minglang is shocked to see the person standing opposite him, wondering in panic if she is Nan Lingsha or Li Yunzi. He forces a laugh. What a coincidence, meeting you again. She replies coldly, do you really think this is a coincidence? Having no clue who she is, he takes a wild guess and asks, Li Yunzi, did you come to visit me? Nan Lingsha replies, dripping with bloodlust, I came here to kill you. Zhu Minglang thinks sadly, does she want to kill me because I ruined her reputation? He asks, then why didn't you make your move earlier? Nan Lingsha answers, over the past few days, I finally realized that letting you live is like a poison, silently stabbing my heart every single day. It tortures me, so I'd rather just give you a swift end and put a complete stop to all of this. Zhu Minglang responds, torturing you? I completely understand. Destiny clearly set us up and toyed with our fates, yet here I am hiding, raising dragons and reading books, leaving you to bear that filthy humiliation all on your own. Nan Lingsha looks at him and asks, any last words? Just as she is about to strike, he speaks up, I was actually thinking that you are quite different from other women. Even after suffering such deep humiliation, you don't take your anger out on innocent people. You are still very special to me. Nan Lingsha falls silent, her face darkening, her arm trembling without a word. Zhu Minglang continues, forget it, regardless of everything. Thank you for introducing me to this place and letting me have a pretty wonderful time here. Nan Lingsha smiles, raising her hand as sparkling pinkish-purple spiritual energy gathers. Did she actually send you here? Zhu Minglang points at her and speaks up, you are not Li Yunzi, you are Nan Lingsha. She replies, I am Li Yunzi's younger sister. He asks, are you two twins? Nan Lingsha answers, she took our father's name, I took our mother's. She's Li family, I'm Nan clan. Nan Lingsha angrily waves her hand, you got lucky this time. She adds, so the filthy beggar who ruined Li Yunzi's reputation and turned the proud Valkyrie into a laughingstock really is you. And yet Li Yunzi spared your pathetic life, even sending you straight to the Dragon Tamer Academy. She glares at Zhu Minglang, thanks to you. I have to wear a veil every time I step outside now. If people didn't already know that we are twin sisters, my own reputation would have been utterly ruined long ago. He quickly tries to clear his name, Nan Lingsha. Things are not what you think. Your sister can testify for me and prove Zhu Minglang's true character. Nan Lingsha scoffs, do you honestly think the relationship between us twin sisters is all loving and harmonious? Not a chance. She actually believes her current tragedy was set up by me. Zhu Minglang smiles gently, is that so? Then I guess I'm also a victim here. He thinks to himself, I got tricked by this little girl again. What should I do now? Nan Lingsha snaps, angrily, shut up. This young lady has absolutely nothing to do with you. She stares closely at him. You look pretty decent, so why are there rumors about you being a filthy beggar? Smelly and completely despicable. Zhu Minglang says smugly, well, I am actually quite handsome and good-looking, right? Nanlingsha snaps, you are truly shameless. She grabs his collar and demands, what exactly is the deal between you two? You better spit out the truth right now, or I will tear you to pieces. Zhu Minglang quickly agrees to talk, sobbing as he starts his sob story. It goes like this. I used to live peacefully in the south of Tangtown, owning some mulberry trees and land, living a pretty sweet life. But who would have thought those ruthless bandits would show up and destroy everything? They stole all my belongings, leaving me homeless on the streets. And then, somehow, I ended up eating a bowl of poisoned porridge. Nanlingsha suddenly kicks Zhu Minglang right out of the room, yelling at him to stop lying. But he begs, insisting every word of his sad story is true. She just scoffs, finally understanding why Li Yunzi spared his life. Of course, Zhu Minglang immediately asks her why. Nanlingsha crosses her arms, pointing out that a worthless beggar like him has absolutely zero combat power. If you die now, you die as a nobody. The person who ruined the Lady General's reputation would forever be remembered as just a filthy, lowly beggar. But if you live, you actually have a shot at escaping this trash life. Even becoming a low-tier dragon tamer is 1,000,000 times better than staying a street rat. Nanlingsha sighs, wondering if this was Li Yunzi's plan all along, bringing him here to place a massive gamble on his future. Covering her face, she walks away, warning him to fend for himself. Just as she exits, a group of men walk in, gossiping about recent events. They praise how incredibly powerful Luo Xiao is, wondering why nobody had ever heard of him before. Thanks to him, those local thugs at Wutu do not dare cause trouble anymore. He built a massive reputation so fast that everyone in the ancestral Dragon City gang knows him. Luo Xiao's legendary fame reached Ingoto ages ago, and now he is even managing the entire Yongcheng region. Mentioning Yongcheng, one guy asks if they heard the rumor, and another laughs, saying everyone already knows. Get this, guys, some pretty wild rumors are coming out about that Lady General right now. They whisper that during the battle at the west of Vorlong Tiu City Gang, she summoned the strongest, most muscular soldiers straight to her tent to serve her. Nanlingsha glares at them in silence, while Zhu Minglang's eyes turn sharp as daggers as he silently processes their nasty words. Suddenly flinching, his hand freezes in midair. As his little white beast, Bai Qi, pokes its head out, it reminds him that he is still the ultimate genius. Zhu Minglang nods, realizing he shouldn't waste his energy caring about what these random gossiping fools say. He must quickly become the absolute strongest dragon tamer to live up to her expectations. With his target locked, Zhu Minglang confidently throws his hand up. He vows to break through to Dragon Master, with Bai Qi cheering along. But nearby students immediately start whispering. They mock him as another delusional fool, saying raising dragons is a complete gamble that leaves many broke, hoping this classmate doesn't ruin his life. Later, Zhu Minglang and his two beast companions relax by a quiet, peaceful lake. He sighs, realizing raising top-tier dragons requires serious money. Luckily, his family is famous for crafting armor, and building dragon armor would make him insanely rich. Bai Qi and Heya chirp excitedly, wondering if he is really that good. Zhu Minglang admits he never really cared about the family craft back then, so his skills are pretty far from peak level. Hearing this, Heya just stares back in complete, helpless silence. But Zhu Minglang quickly reassures him, promising that with his raw talent, he can forge an invincible set of battle armor in just a few months. Heya's eyes immediately light up with hope. He decides that tomorrow, he will find a job at the Forge and Ancestral Dragon City Gang to sharpen his skills and earn enough cash to feed them both. One day later, he steps into the loud forge, completely out of breath at the entrance, realizing that raising dragons has left his body pretty weak and fragile. Thinking of what she said, he jokingly begs Buddha to let him retire. But look at this masterpiece. With this, forging standard armor for soldiers is an absolute breeze. Selling these should easily cover his short-term expenses. Besides, with his current skill level, crafting specialized dragon armor is basically child's play. Opening the door, Zhu Minglang realizes his practical travel class starts soon, so he needs to prepare. Oh man, you have got to see this insane transformation right here. In just over 2 weeks, Heya has grown absolutely massive. Stroking his companion, Zhu Minglang notes he should start calling him Big Heya from now on. He tells the beast that since he has a travel class coming up, he will be gone for a few days, leaving him to fend for himself. Heya makes a pretty sad, lonely sound back. He tells him to wear an infant spirit collar on his tail, just so people do not mistake him for some wild, big-toothed crocodile and try to hunt him. Zhu Minglang warns him to go to the bridge every morning, where a pretty cute girl will be waiting to feed him some silkworms. Heya quickly nods. Meanwhile, inside the Lei family palace, Lei An steps forward to announce 2 strategic marriages, demanding that everyone listen carefully to his absolute decree. A young lady sighs, whispering that, as a woman, she must eventually cross a husband's threshold. Mortine looks at Li Yunzi and says that is right. I also love doing my duty as a pure and innocent daughter. Tin adds that at the right age, letting elders arrange marriage is just another way to serve the clan. Li Yunzi only gives her a cold, sideways glance in silence. Another voice chimes in, mentioning that last year, Lei Lorhai attended the main palace New Year banquet with the old lady and met the fourth young master. This Dorthon fell for Lei Lorhai at first sight. So next month, Lei Lorhai must go with them to the palace to push the wedding. She speaks up, saying she is willing to follow the elder's arrangement, but she still needs to meet him in person to see who he really is. If his character is rotten and he disrespects his elders, she wants the family head and madam to make a different decision. Another young lady speaks up, asking if this Dorthon really fell in love with her sister from just a single glance from afar. She praises her sister as a legendary beauty, and Tin agrees, adding that Dorthon is an incredible catch with a stellar reputation who even rejected the eldest daughter of the Lung family from Lung Tiothan Bang. Kong Tong then speaks up, there is another marriage. We decided to marry Li Yunzi into the Lung family in Lung Tiu City. She stays silent, but her defiant eyes show she is not submitting. One man thinks, how is this possible? Everyone knows my feelings for Li Yunzi, yet they do this. Standing up, he pleads to the head and madam, but Leon turns and growls. Sit down. He helplessly sits back down, his eyes completely lifeless. Trinthuk speaks up, asking the madam if this is really part of the strategic plan they just discussed regarding Lung Tiu Than Bang. She replies that it is, but he argues that as their female commander, Li Yunzi led forces to Lung Tiu City and slaughtered their army multiple times. Every soldier and citizen in Lung Tiu City absolutely hates her. How could they ever agree to this marriage? Well, here is the catch. Kong Tong retorts a normal alliance would fail, but she is entering the family for a very different reason. She smirks and coldly says to be a concubine. Tring Thuk yells out in pure rage, what kind of absolute garbage marriage is this? The crowd immediately bursts into a frantic uproar, calling it ridiculous. How can our ancestral Dragon City-State show its face after this? Even if Li Yunzi lost her virtue to a Vutho commoner, she is still our revered female commander. Leon stands up, saying, enough. The soldiers in the west have lost their morale over Li Yunzi's scandal, making it almost impossible to withstand the heavy onslaught from Lung Tiu Than Bang. This is our only negotiation option. Once the Vutho rebellion settles, we will make Lung Tiu Than Bang pay this back tenfold. This matter is settled, and anyone who objects will be executed immediately. He turns to leave, telling everyone to get out. Kong Tong follows closely behind. Luo Xiao grits his teeth in pure rage, cursing these absolute bastards for ruining his beloved Li Yunzi. The crowd keeps whispering, totally unaware she is standing right behind them, muttering that Li Yunzi would be better off marrying a common servant. At least she will be the city lord's concubine, and serving him well might even make her life better than proper, well-behaved ladies like us. Oh, she is definitely good at that, considering she already bent her waist for a lowly, dirty beggar after all. Tringthuk snaps at them to shut up, while Li Yunzi just stands there in silence. Sighing, he looks at Li Yunzi, but she quietly tells him she is fine. He grumbles that her father is far too easily influenced by that young madam. You made massive sacrifices for this city, and now they are literally throwing you straight into the enemy's wolf den. He continues to urge her to run away, promising to help her escape so she can find a real husband and live a good life. Her voice turns ice cold, I will not run. He angrily yells if she truly wants to endure this humiliation. You and I both know this family does not deserve to trade the rest of your life for some worthless peace treaty. As for the border, even if it cost his old life, he will never let those Lung Tu beasts take a single step forward. Li Yunzi calmly asks if he knows why they have never been able to put down the Vutho rebellion from the very beginning. He says those Vutho savages. They always covet our fertile lands and ancestral Dragon City-State, but if we truly mobilized, we could easily wipe those rebels out. She replies that you cannot simply kill them all, but Trinthuk scratches his head, telling her to stop worrying about them and focus on herself. Li Yunzi slams her hand hard against the bridge railing, firmly declaring she will never run. Zhu Minglang is riding his beast alongside the others when he suddenly senses something, wondering if winter is arriving. Meanwhile, Hong Hao and Xiao Ying are talking. They are incredibly excited about this journey, hoping to witness the legendary Thunglong summoning heavy wind and rain. They believe Thunglong is the ultimate dragon, but Duanlan speaks up, pointing out that not all of them can control the weather. That is correct, profound arts allow them to summon storms or cast unique curses, meaning each dragon possesses vastly different abilities. Even if they share the exact same dragon bloodline, their individual training and experiences as they grow up will develop completely different skills. Zhu Minglang silently ponders. He Ya loves dueling and has a dominant ancient dragon bloodline, putting him quite close to their ancestry. If I equip him with a solid set of heavy armor, he will absolutely become an indestructible beast. Bai Qi holds both Azure Dragon and Giant Dragon bloodlines. I have already seen his giant dragon magic, but who knows how he will unleash his mystical arts in the future. The massive stone walls of Rong Valley City tower high, topped by a majestic curved roof pavilion. As everyone lands, a man approaches respectfully to welcome the two teachers of Lixuan Academy. Bai speaks out ice will inevitably accumulate on high mountains, and the streams used for irrigation will run dry. As the Lord of Rong Valley City, how could you fail to foresee this? The Dongshu outpost 50 miles away is the front line of battle, requiring a steady stream of food supplies. If you let those Wutu outcasts breach our defenses, do you really think your head will stay on your shoulders? Zheng Yu replies, you are absolutely correct, teacher. A month ago, I went to the ancestral Dragon City-State to find dragon tamers, but none had the skills of Master Bai and Master Duanlan. Fortunately, Lixuan Academy answered our plea and invited both of you here to summon rain for the local people. Please. Both teachers and the dragon taming students enter the manor to rest first. Bai continues, since this is a matter of frontline warfare, we have no time to waste. Let us begin immediately. But Zheng Yu quickly raises his hand to stop him. That is impossible right now. The temperature is about to drop significantly. Any rain you summon will freeze into ice, ruining the crops and the winter pastures. Duanlan nods and agrees fine. We will discuss this tomorrow instead. Annoyed by this, Bai folds his arms and storms off. Bai turns back and tells the students this ritual is mainly a showcase of Azure Dragon magic by your teacher Duanlan, so wake up early and do not miss it. The disciples shout in unison, yes, master. As night falls, the tower of Rong Valley City looms under a purple sky, with a lone figure sitting quietly on the roof. Zhu Minglang looks out and wonders, is another war starting? And you know what the scary part is? That bastard is getting stronger, and if my relationship with Li Yunzi gets exposed, he will kill me. I am just too weak. A sudden voice calls out from behind, making Zhu Minglang turn around to look. It is teacher Duanlan. She tells him that summoning rain is just a temporary fix for the crops, and they will need a much larger water source for the winter. Duanlan continues, I want you to head upstream along the creek quite early at dawn to check if something is actually blocking our water source. Do not venture too far. The deep mountains are crawling with dangerous monsters. Just return before the ritual starts, and Zhu Minglang respectfully agrees. At dawn, sunlight pierces through the forest canopy as Zhu Minglang walks with Bai Qi, teasing him about how he really should have evolved by now. Why are you still so tiny and cute? He huffs in response, you cannot judge my actual strength by my size. Zhu Minglang laughs out loud, but his eyes suddenly turn sharp as he notices something highly unusual nearby. Stopping at a fork, Zhu Minglang mutters in surprise, how strange. Why is there a small branch splitting off here? He hides behind the bushes to watch, carefully parting the leaves to look ahead. Zhu Minglang whispers to himself, there really is a stone dam here, built by hand. He climbs up, his boots clicking loudly against the rocks. Zhu Minglang looks up in absolute disbelief. Wait, what? He stops to analyze the structure. With the massive amount of water stored in this dam, they could easily irrigate the fields in Rong Valley City and keep all the livestock alive if they just open up this stone barrier. But who built it? Back at the towering, solid stone walls of Rong Valley City, the majestic palace stands silent. Zhu Minglang rushes inside in a massive hurry, calling out for teacher Duanlan and teacher Bai. But look at this, a voice behind him makes him freeze. Zheng Yu steps out, asking, I heard you went upstream, Zhu Minglang. Did you see the water dam? Zhu Minglang nods, yes, I saw it. Zheng Yu asks, must you really report this to Duanlan and Bai? Zhu Minglang frowns, if you have something to say, just spit it out already. Zheng Yu bows respectfully, please do not misunderstand. I am merely a weak scholar with absolutely no bad intentions toward you. Both teachers are out summoning rain, so I wanted to ask for your advice on something. Zhu Minglang softens his tone, go ahead, speak. You know that 50 miles away, our soldiers are fighting a bloody war against those Wutu rebels. Do you honestly think the army and people of Rong Valley City can hold them off? Zhu Minglang gasps, wait, are you talking about the dam? Zheng Yu smiles, exactly, you are incredibly sharp. Meanwhile, outside, lightning flashes across the dark sky as the storm begins to rage violently. Heavy rain pours over the streets as lights fade like smoke. People cheer, it is raining. The crowd goes wild, celebrating the rainfall. But Zhu Minglang keeps staring at Zheng Yu, so you think our frontline outpost cannot stop those rebels? Zheng Yu looks up into the rain and simply replies, yes. Zhu Minglang presses further, why on earth are you so convinced that our front line cannot stop them? Zheng Yu replies, you know as well as I do that we should have received a battle report before now, unless it was somehow delayed. Zhu Minglang frowns and says, so the front line is all ready. He replies, that is right, Zhu Minglang. Please tell the two teachers to take the students and leave this place immediately. Thank the teachers and the Thuanlong students on my behalf, thanking them for showing mercy to the helpless common people. Rain pours down on the dark rooftops as window lights flicker through the storm, wind howling against red doors while blades flash cold. Footsteps echo around the fortress walls amid deafening battle cries, while a giant bird slices through the storm, wings echoing across heaven. Duanlan speaks up, Kabuk. We are citizens of the ancestral Dragon City-State too. Are we going to stand by while these rebels invade our city? We are dragon masters, so why should we fear these peasants? He sits on his beast, arms crossed, silent as if lost in deep thought. Kabuk turns back and says Dragon Tamer Academy will never join any war unless the city is directly attacked. Do you not know this rule? And Duanlan replies, but those Vutho beasts are evil. They clearly have their own land to live in, yet they keep invading the ancestral Dragon City-State and deserve no pity. She continues, they are not wild beasts. They are only trying to survive. Rain pours, rock crevices burst open with roaring white foam as a massive wall of water sweeps away every single footprint. Zhu Minglang sits on his spirit beast, watching in pure shock as the flash flood tide crashes forward. A bandit screams for his life in the raging storm, while everyone looks down whispering in shock at the massive rebel army behind them. Heavens above, just how many Vutho forces are actually taking part in this massive uprising? Look at this, that low-lying path was definitely dug on purpose, and now the sudden flood is filling it right up. Those aggressive rebels must swim through that muddy, swampy lake if they want to attack Vincock City. The two ladies speak up, we just need an outpost across the lake to rain arrows down. 1,000 troops could hold off 10,000. Is this miraculous flood a gift from heaven for Vincock City? This sudden downpour from teacher Duanlan has saved every single soul inside Vincock City. Even if the rebel forces try to bypass the lake, it will take 2 days, and reinforcements will arrive by then. Zhu Minglang recalls Tringdu warning that if the Donghook outpost falls, Vincock City is next, and the people will suffer terribly. They can survive winter somehow, but they cannot defend themselves without weapons, he thinks to himself. Tringdu, your prepared weapons are truly powerful. Zhu Minglang speaks teachers. The critical war intelligence from our outpost has been terribly delayed. We must fly to the ancestral Dragon City-State immediately to warn the city lord, or the people of Vincock City will be completely wiped out. Kabuk asks how he could possibly know that, but Duanlan cuts in there is no time to explain. She tells Zhu Minglang to come with them as the giant bird parts the clouds, carrying the three swiftly along the green dragon vein. The bird circles as a violent cloud of fire erupts below, and Zhu Minglang yells out in absolute terror, watch out! Out of the rolling fire, a purple-robed figure swoops down as Ma Vim opens its jaws, roaring a fierce threat at them. Lu Kim strikes from above, slamming their beast down into the forest. They crash land and grit their teeth. Does Vutho have dragon masters too? Duanlan weaves hand signs, unleashing a massive wave of blue water energy as her beast Thienlon appears with a deafening roar, shaking the forest. And look who shows up. Luo Xiao spots Zhu Minglang and sneers that today must be his lucky day. Zhu Minglang frowns and demands Luo Xiao. You are the commander of the Donghook outpost. Why did you not report the threat instead of coming here to kill? He sneers. I worked like a dog for the Lei family, yet they gave my beloved woman to another man right in front of me. I blocked the report and slaughtered every single messenger. And of course, that now includes you busybodies who just had to stick your noses in. Kabuk roars in pure anger. You traitor, prepare to meet your end. The giant bird spreads its wings as hellish fire rushes in, yet its eyes remain completely still. Thienlon holds a water bead as divine light bursts into a defensive shield, while the fiery bird swoops down from above like a falling sword. Lu Kim gets slammed by the massive torrent, roaring in agony amidst the exploding water foam. The bird shrieks defensively before Lu Kim bites its neck, drawing blood, but Thienlon rushes in to coil around the demon dragon, using freezing energy to suppress its wild flames. Flames erupt violently from Lu Kim's sharp spikes, glowing bright like deadly blades of light. It spreads its burning wings, attacking both beasts, and Zhu Minglang screams in horror as both Duanlan and Kabuk spit blood. Smugly wrapped in flames, Luo Xiao sneers, how dare two low-level dragons even think of fighting against me. Kabuk gasps, our Dragon Tamer Academy has no interest in your grudge with the LA family, but if you murder teachers and students of our academy, you will pay dearly. He sneers coldly, if you all die here, nobody will ever know it was me. With that, he rides on Lu Kim to unleash a wave of fire, submerging everyone in a sea of flames. Zhu Minglang is completely shocked as Bai Qi looks ready to burst right out of his chest. Meanwhile, Lu Jin hovers in the sky, exploding with flames that turn the ground into a raging sea of fire. Luo Xiao grits his teeth, his eyes filled with tension as this sudden crisis unfolds. Spreading its wings into a protective shield, Bai Qi keeps the three of them safe. Zhu Minglang calls out to the beast and Bai Qi looks up, its glowing eyes perfectly aligned with the roaring sky. Those wings of holy light slash right through heaven and earth, charging straight at the massive Lu Jin as the trio watches in pure terror. Forming a seal, Luo Xiao triggers blazing flame runes from his ring, mocking them, did you really think I had no defenses? In an instant, golden armor wraps around him, his energy roaring like wildfire. He laughs triumphantly. How could a tiny breeze like this ever hope to hurt me? Striking from the void, Bai Qi attacks Luo Xiao as flashing light shakes the entire sky. But here is the crazy part. The white dragon snaps its eyes open, diving down like a spear to pierce the enemy's formation. Gritting his teeth, he raises his arms to block the sweeping blade of light. But Bai Qi soars high, sending Luo Xiao crashing down as blood sprays. Don Lam wonders if the ice dust white dragon has already entered its growth phase. Meanwhile, clutching his bleeding eye, Luo Xiao growls as dark energy erupts with murderous intent. Right before Zhu Minglang, Lu Jin throws its head back, spitting solar fire at Bai Qi. Heavenly fire explodes, ripping through the clouds as Tianlan turns to attack it. Bai Qi twists through the air, releasing a ring of light that swallows the flames. Its jade horn pierces the armor, striking like lightning to end this fight. Tianlan opens its eyes, summoning lunar waves that suppress the sky, while Bai Qi constricts Lu Jin, extinguishing the demonic flames with freezing water. An ice seal descends, locking the dragon claws in bone-chilling jade. Kabak summons his beast, yelling, "Mud Dragon, now is our chance." Luo Xiao sneers, plotting in the dark. Terrified, Zhu Minglang screams out, "Watch out, teacher Kabak." He suddenly unleashes a secret technique, launching a cheap shot. A demonic claw pierces through Kabak's chest, but the brave teacher desperately holds it in place. "Go, now!" Kabak collapses to the ground, leaving Zhu Minglang and his master completely paralyzed with horror. Luo Xiao coldly declares that none of them will escape today. They are all going to die. Bai Qi spreads its wings, gathering ice crystals for a counterattack. Hit by freezing ice arrows, the purple dragon roars as Bai Qi carries them away. Don Lam calls out to Kabak in grief, but he urges her to run. Quickly, she summons her beast, shouting, "Tianlan, get back here now." Obeying her, the dragon turns to return. Riding Lu Jin, Luo Xiao chases them with a furious roar, reaching a deep green lake. Zhu Minglang pants, "We have run so far, he should not be able to catch up, and we are almost at the Dragon Taming Academy." Don Lam gasps, "No, Luo Xiao is already here." Riding Lu Jin, he lunges claws at them. Tianlan suddenly charges forward, shocking Don Lam as she screams out, "Tianlan, what are you doing? Get back here right now." The forced summon fails, and it attacks Lu Jin. Terrified, Zhu Minglang watches as Don Lam spits blood. Holding her, Zhu Minglang cries out in panic, "Teacher Don Lam, hang in there, we are almost home." "Bai Qi, keep going. If you are exhausted, use your wind technique to glide us back." Gritting his teeth, he vows to repay this debt tenfold down the road. Just watch how intense this gets as Tianlan fights Lu Jin to the death. Lu Jin bites its tail hard, while Luo Xiao yells, "Out of my way, beast!" Furious, he snaps, "Damn it, ignore it and chase them." Leaving Tianlan behind to plunge into the lake, Lu Jin speeds after Zhu Minglang and his master. Heavily wounded, the dragon splashes into the water and slowly begins to sink. On the shore, Nim Nim mutters, "Are you stupid? Does that dumb crocodile have pig blood or what? Why did you just give up chasing them halfway through?" Hackna growls back angrily, "You were the one giving terrible orders, telling me to catch this and then that." She snaps back, "After all those fat silkworms I fed you, feeding you the best treats, you get totally lazy when I ask you to catch a few simple fish. You are way too spoiled." Suddenly, Niam Niam snaps her eyes wide, sensing that something is seriously wrong. Covered in blood, Tianlan floats to the surface, struggling as Niam Niam screams in panic. Hackna dives straight into the water to help, calling out, "Big head, what happened?" Niam Niam screams, "Hackna, get up, the water monsters are coming to eat the dragon." Dozens of beasts emerge from the depths, growling as they prepare for battle. One monster opens its massive jaws, lunging straight at Hackna. It bites the beast in the waist, turning the lake red as Hackna fights them off. Spotting another monster, lunging towards Tianlan, Hackna rushes over, driving its sharp horn into the beast to save its friend. Crying, it asks Big Head, "Are you okay?" Tianlan weakly forces its eyes open, trying to offer a small bit of comfort. Tears streaming down, Hackna whimpers, "Wake up. You cannot die. Only I can defeat you." Niam Niam calls out, "I will go find help. Hang in there, guys." Meanwhile, back at the Dragon Taming Academy's healing hall, Tai Lok asks, "What happened here?" Zhu Minglang replies, "Teacher Don Lam's spiritual domain was attacked, damaging her soul and leaving her completely unconscious. He says it is not just a coma. If we were any slower, she would be dead. You have nothing more to do here, so we will try our best to save her. Go report everything to the dean, but you should probably head to the Lei Family Royal Academy and explain the truth yourself since this is a massive deal." He nods. And just then, Hong Hao runs up, panting heavily with urgent news. "Zhu Minglang, some girl says your giant crocodile dragon is getting jumped by a pack of monsters at the waterfall. Hurry over there." "Hold on." Because he immediately leaps down in sheer shock and calls his dragon. Calling for Bai Qi, he grabs on and shoots into the sky, thanking Hong Hao. The guy just stares in shock, wondering if that really is the legendary white dragon. How could any beast be this incredibly strong? And just who on earth is Zhu Minglang? Hackna is fighting to the death to protect Tianan, his entire body covered in deep, bleeding wounds. Flying in, Zhu Minglang shouts for his beast, and the dragon lets out a heavy roar. It keeps tearing into the incoming water monsters, staining the entire lake red. Zhu Minglang grits his teeth and yells for Bai Qi to wipe them out. Spreading its massive wings, the white dragon summons a freezing vortex that locks the area in massive ice pillars and sharp, glittering crystals. Every single monster freezes solid. Zhu Minglang rushes over to support his heavily injured beast, praising Haknya for successfully keeping the Cham Suyen dragon safe. The beast is alive. He tells his dragon to rest up because he will return soon. Turning to Bai Qi, Zhu Minglang commands him to head straight to the Lei family royal academy. Manhwa is completely shocked, wondering how the dragon's shredded flesh healed so fast. Hakna just gives her a goofy, clueless smile as if he has no idea either. But as he rises from the water, his back is completely shedding its outer layer, making the little girl scream in confusion, asking if he is secretly a snake. Looking back and seeing his own skin floating on the water, Hakna grabs his head in sheer panic, sobbing and wondering if he is about to die. Why is my skin detached from my body? Manhwa tries to calm him down, but suddenly notices something strange. His blood is actually glowing. That only makes him cry harder. It is over. There is no saving him. Terrified, she runs over to Tylok, yelling that things are bad and the giant black crocodile is about to die, begging her master to help. He turns around and chuckles, calling her a silly girl and asking if she has never seen a dragon transformation. Her eyes widen as she repeats it. You heard that right. A giant crocodile is turning into a dragon, leaving Hakna absolutely thrilled. Tylok tells her to calm down since it is not her dragon anyway, then instructs her to go notify Donlam's family about her condition. Before he can even finish, the girl bursts into tears again, asking why they need to call her family and begging him to save her. She cries that she does not want to see her sister Donlam die, but Tylok snaps that no one is dying. Her soul is just heavily damaged, and her family needs to find rare spiritual herbs to wake her up. Manhwa sniffs, asking if she is really going to survive. Her master nods, saying they just need medicine to heal her soul. She then asks how long it will take for her sister to finally wake up. Tylok sighs, explaining it will take at least 6 months because the damage is severe, and without Hakna, her dragon would have died. If that had happened, Donlam's condition would be terminal, beyond saving. Meanwhile, Zhu Minglang scans the surrounding area as he approaches his destination. Suddenly, he realizes he is almost there, but hostile soldiers draw their bows and order him to halt. They yell for him to land immediately and submit to an inspection. He complies, quietly noting that the group looks like a wedding party, yet has heavy military escorts. This group is definitely not simple. A guard barks, demanding to know who he is, and why he is traveling through this area. Staring at them, Zhu Minglang realizes these are not soldiers from the ancestral Dragon City-State. Handing over his student token, he claims to be a simple student from the academy traveling to buy food for his dragon. He apologizes for disturbing their camp, adding that he will pack up and leave their site right away. The guard tosses his token back, telling him to scram. He quickly departs. A younger guard asks why they ignored everyone else but insisted on searching this guy, only for the veteran to snap, asking what a rookie like him actually knows. Those earlier travelers were just ordinary citizens, while this kid is clearly a dangerous dragon tamer who might be a spy for the city. If he is a La family spy carrying a battle report, our plans are done for. The rookie agrees, and they decide to wait, noting that holding out for just 5 more days will let them march right into the capital. Zhu Minglang thinks to himself that these soldiers definitely have dark motives. 2 days later, a loud, bustling crowd at the La Family Royal Academy gathers to welcome Master Duong to the city to collect his bride. Leon smiles, declaring that their 2 massive city-states are now bound together by a peaceful and prosperous marriage alliance. But Duong too cuts him off, stating that the peace treaty is the real priority here. And unfortunately, there is a serious problem with the document. Frowning in absolute confusion, Leon asks the messenger what kind of problem he could possibly have found. Duong too slams a decorative box straight onto the floor, coldly pointing out that his city-state brought massive bridal gifts as a gesture of ultimate respect. Why is there no clause about ceding those 4 western cities? And where on earth is our lady commander? Hearing that, Kongdong stands nearby, trembling as she whines, "What do you mean, ceding the 4 western cities? We clearly agreed earlier that the only condition was Li Yunzi marrying into the Ling family as a concubine." Yang Shu responds with a mocking smile. "It is not too late to add it now and we can wait." Yang Shu sneers, pushing Le Binghai over the edge as he charges forward. "How dare you, a mere messenger, treat our La family royal courtyard like your personal backyard?" Cheng Shu steps forward to hold him back, calmly asking the envoy, "Excuse me, sir, why do you suddenly demand our 4 western cities, making such an insolent request? Are you not afraid we might start a war?" Yang Shu smirks. He slowly puts a jujube into his mouth. "Commander Cheng, as far as I know, your Dongshu outpost was already destroyed by the brutal army of Kangliang City, leaving your defense completely looted." He rolls his eyes, spitting the fruit onto the floor while complaining that the taste is absolutely terrible. Li Binghai snaps, drawing his blade and pressing it right against Yangshu's neck as he questions the news about the outpost. How could those rebels ever defeat our regular army? It is obvious Lingxiao City-State has no real intention of making peace, and you deserve to die for this stunt. Suddenly, a voice. Li Yunzi steps forward, and Li Binghai backs away. Everyone freezes at her voice. She steps forward with absolute authority, ordering them to spare his life since he is still useful to her. Yangshu stands up and mocks her, saying that if she marries into their city wearing that battle gear, their lord will be very pleased. But make no mistake, when it comes to ceding those 4 western cities, we will never back down. Her expression is totally blank as she holds out a sack, telling Envoy Yang that she has a small gift for his master. She suggests he accept it on behalf of his city lord, which only makes Yangshu cover his mouth with a nasty grin. What kind of gift is it? He sneers, suggesting she should save it for her wedding night since a mere servant like him cannot accept it. Li Yunzi does not say a word, slamming the bloody sack directly onto the floor. Oh, you are going to love this reaction, Zhu Minglang tells him to open the sack, and the smirk on Yangshu's face instantly dissolves into absolute, trembling horror. This is impossible. He stares at the 3 pale heads on the ground, shrieking in absolute terror. Zhu Minglang steps up with a serious look, explaining that they only used these peace talks to distract the Li family. They secretly sent troops through the gorge to bypass our border defenses, aiming to steal those 4 western cities by force. Yangshu simply trembles, unable to speak, while Zhu Minglang flashes a knowing smile as he speaks. Unfortunately for them, the lady commander had already set an ambush in the canyons, wiping out every single soldier sent to attack. The crowd of onlookers immediately starts whispering among themselves. They realize those Lingxiao City-State scumbags are completely untrustworthy, plotting a sneak attack while pretending to negotiate peace. No wonder Yangshu was acting so arrogant, but thank goodness Li Yunzi saw through their scheme, or those 4 western cities would have fallen. He snaps. Desperate, Yangshu points a shaking finger at her, screaming that they will all face a brutal end. He curses Li Yunzi, telling her she will burn in hell, but she just steps forward and slowly draws her sword. Stop acting. She promises to spare his life, making his arrogant attitude instantly flip into pathetic, groveling gratitude. Now watch how she breaks him, asking if he noticed a very specific head was missing from that gruesome pile. She grabs his face, demanding he tell his master Ling Luotian that their young master is still alive, and this is her message. He must write a ransom note for the young master, and then eat whatever mess is left scattered across the floor. Terrified, Yangshu nods frantically, while the surrounding crowd instantly starts kissing up to Li Yunzi with sweet words. They praise her for saving them, saying she truly deserves to be their lady commander. She is the pride of Zulong City-State, they say, but Li Yunzi has had enough of their fake praise, marching over to snatch the treaty paper from Kong Dong. She grabs a brush and starts crossing things out, leaving the older woman completely stunned. Li Yunzi boldly crosses her own name off the treaty, throwing the brush toward Mu Qing and Lu Shi and telling them to sell themselves for glory instead. She coldly adds that if she fails this war, those 2 can be handed over as peace offerings to the enemy. Meanwhile, Li Ying steps forward to interrogate the captive, asking if the fall of their Dongshu outpost is actually true. Zhu Minglang steps in, explaining why the news never reached them in time. A traitor named Luo Xiao has infiltrated their ranks, murdering every single messenger carrying the warnings. If Zheng Yu, the lord of Ronggu City, had not built those dams to flood the fields, the brutal enemy would have reached the gates of Zulong City-State by now. Lian acts like he understands, asking for confirmation. So that is it. Are you really Zhu Minglang? I recall you are that imposter from my wife's clan, the man who returned from Wutu with Li Yunzi. She quickly steps in to explain she ordered the disguise because Luo Xiao was right there, and she had long suspected him of plotting trouble. Lian nods in approval, telling Li Yunzi she did well and should keep commanding those guards. Sensing the perfect chance, she makes her move. In that case, father, why not give me the Flying Bird Camp command token? I will make this rebellion quiet down. Leon tries to argue, saying that although she achieved a lot this time, military power is, but before he can finish, she cut him off. Father, the truth is, I already dispatched the Flying Bird Camp to Ronggu City 5 days ago to provide aid. Left with no choice, Leon pulls out the token and agrees. Fine then, he orders, restoring Li Yunzi as the Lady General. Kneeling on the ground, a trembling Yangshu presents his petition. Please review this, Lady General, to see if anything else is needed to free our young master. Coldly holding her brush, Li Yunzi glances over it and nods. Very well. She steps up to whisper a quick thank you to Zhu Minglang. He flashes a satisfied smile, telling her not to mention it, and follows after her. Zhu Minglang is curious, asking where they are going. She replies strictly to the east of Ronggu City, making him shout back in confusion. Is it just the 2 of us? He asks. She nods, saying it is enough. And look at this, they soon arrive inside Zulong City. Below, curious citizens look up. A boy yells for his dad to look at the people flying, and the father explains they are transcendents. Uncle Hua's son is curious, asking what a transcendent actually is. He smiles and explains that transcendents are people with completely broken limits, allowing them to channel power from ancient beasts for superhuman feats. Excited, the boy declares he wants to be a transcendent too. Uncle Hua gently pats his son on the head with a warm smile. Most transcendents receive divine blessings passed down from ancient times, requiring an extremely rare physique. Hearing this, the boy sniffling asks with a sad face, "Then I have no hope." Uncle Hua laughs to cheer him up, telling him not to lose heart since little Huang is very spiritual. If you raise him right, he might even turn into a dragon. Just train hard, open your spiritual domain, and you can be a real dragon tamer. Cheering up, the boy asks if a dragon tamer is more powerful, or if a transcendent is stronger. Uncle Hua explains that each transcendent's power is different, with some being strong and others weak. But generally, they cannot stand against a true, powerful dragon tamer commanding a whole horde of attacking dragons. Besides, without a spiritual domain, transcendents can never raise dragons. Excitedly hugging his little dog, the boy declares he will become a dragon tamer, telling little Huang they must do their best together. Over on their side, Li Yunzi and Zhu Minglang are still flying on their swords toward Ronggu City. Seeing his satisfied face, she asks what he is doing. Startled, he explains he is just enjoying the feeling of flying. Blushing, she scolds him, clarifying that she is actually asking about his hand. Zhu Minglang quickly lets go of her waist, stammering that he was only holding on because he was pretty scared of falling off. The next second, she kicks him off, ignoring his desperate cries that he did not mean to do anything. He free-falls through the air, screaming his lungs out. Right then, Bai Qi pokes his head out of Zhu Minglang's pocket and rapidly grows massive to catch him safely. Zhu Minglang scratches his head, sighing in relief. It is a good thing Bai Qi can change sizes to catch me, or I would have died. He quickly shouts up toward Li Yunzi. "Hey, wait, are you really mad? But wait, here is where things get brutal over in Ronggu City. Pure chaos and horror have broken out. Kill them all," they scream, as smoke and heavy artillery fire completely cover the entire city. Li Yunzi arrives and watches the scene from above. General Liu rides his dragon over to greet the Lady General, who asks about the battlefield situation. General Liu reports respectfully, saying it is a complete miracle. When they arrived, this small Ronggu city had already held off the rioters all by itself for 5 days. Surely the heavens are protecting our Zulong city, as these outcasts abandoned by the gods cannot cross into the plains. Hearing this, Li Yunzi pulls out a silk pouch and issues an order. General Liu, take half of the flying bird camp to Lin City immediately, and act according to the instructions inside this silk pouch. She warns him that he must return before dawn tomorrow, or he can bring back his own head on a platter. General Liu wonders to himself if she has truly seized total military command. He respectfully accepts the silk pouch. Understood. Behind her, Zhu Minglang asks in confusion how they will deal with the remaining rioters after sending away the flying bird camp. Li Yunzi looks back. Cold. "You scared?" Zhu Minglang yells back instantly, who says, "I am afraid." With that, they fly their swords directly into Ronggu City. Below, countless soldiers look up, eyes locked onto the majestic figure of Li Yunzi. Her entire body radiates absolute power. And that sword? It is glowing with pure, destructive force. Li Yunzi charges forward and delivers a massive strike, splitting the earth right down the middle. She points to the crack, warning that this sword line is the boundary between life and death. The choice is theirs to make. Li Yunzi stands tall, warning them. Anyone who crosses this line is a rebel tyrant and will be executed immediately, no questions asked. But stay on your side, and you are my people, citizens of Li Yunzi. Keep back, and I will make sure you survive this winter. The stubborn rebels yell back, "She is just stalling for time, do not trust this woman." They raise their weapons and charge anyway. Even if she is strong, she is still just a woman. If we work together, we can definitely break through to the plains. Once there, we can have whatever we want. Do not fear. Even after witnessing Li Yunzi's power, they keep egging each other on to charge. Li Yunzi calmly steps back into her fighting stance. Suddenly, Zhu Minglang swoops in from behind and yells out, "Leave the rest of these fools to me." Riding high on the back of Bai Qi, he fiercely warns them anyone who crosses her line is a dead man. Just look at this beast go. Bai Qi lunges forward, unleashing a massive energy blast that triggers a giant explosion. The blast completely tears the rebel formation apart. But they stubbornly keep charging forward, screaming that they will never be slaves, frozen solid. Before the leader can even finish speaking, his body turns to ice. Zhu Minglang warns them with a cold voice, "Step back from that sword line if you want to live." But the crazy rebels do not care. They shout out, "Our second leader is dead. Avenge him." "Charge," they scream, "charge. We have nowhere left to run. Charge forward, bring them down, and build our own kingdom." Zhu Minglang grits his teeth in pure frustration, wondering, damn it, do these people not value their own lives at all? With that, he rides Bai Qi straight into the fray, unleashing another wave of devastating attacks. With every beat of Bai Qi's mighty wings, waves of rebels freeze solid instantly. In no time, the entire horde is successfully pushed back behind the sword line. Zhu Minglang stands majestically before them on his beast. Looking at him, the rebels finally start to show real fear on their faces. Walking up from behind, Li Yunzi grips her sword and demands Trung Thak. I was once your ruler. Tell me, when I ruled, did you have grain to eat? Trung Thak hangs his head in shame, replying yes. She immediately fires back. And did you have clothes on your backs? Once again, Trung Thak has to admit the truth, yes. Li Yunzi commands with absolute authority, drop your weapons. I will ensure you survive this winter, but if you choose rebellion, you will not live to see tomorrow. Trung Thak steps forward, desperate, and begs, I trust your word, my lady. But how do I explain this to my brothers who have fought beside me through life and death? If you truly care for the people of Vutho, please, just give us a way to survive. Hearing this, Li Yunzi draws her sword and cuts her own hand, letting the blood flow. She coldly announces, this is the path to life I am giving you. Zhu Minglang grabs her hand, panicking, stop. What are you doing? Why are you being so reckless? But Li Yunzi ignores him, continuing her grand declaration. I have already arranged for food and winter clothes to be sent here, more than enough to get you through the season. If you do not make a decision before this blood dries, I, Li Yunzi, will execute every single one of you. The moment she stops speaking, the rebels drop their weapons to the dirt. Suddenly, Li Yunzi collapses from sheer exhaustion, sending Zhu Minglang into a panic as he rushes forward to catch her. He catches her in his arms, his mind racing with questions. So the secret condition you had Dung Tu write into the treaty was not about ceding territory, but sending food and winter supplies. Li Yunzi gives a weak, gentle nod. Yes, she whispers. Zhu Minglang softly sighs, you are so foolish. She smiles, it was worth it. He asks, is that why you sent the Fidio camp to transport the supplies? She nods weakly, resting her head on his shoulder, hoping they arrive in time. Just a few hours later, the morning sun begins to rise. Inside Vin Kok City, the former rebels cheer in pure joy as food and warm clothes finally arrive. They shout, long live the lady ruler. General Liu lands swiftly before her to report greetings. My lady, our mission is complete. Still looking pale and exhausted, Li Yunzi weakly orders them have everyone enter Vin Kok City and distribute the supplies immediately. The crowd drops to their knees in gratitude, chanting, thank you, my lady. Long live our lady ruler. Later, at the city lord's mansion, Li Yunzi rests quietly in her chamber. Zhu Minglang gently walks in, carrying a hot bowl of congee. I made some hot red date congee for you, he says, now open-wide. Shyly, she pushes the spoon away. I can feed myself. He gently refuses, telling her to lie still so her blood can circulate properly. Having no other choice, Li Yunzi reluctantly agrees. Fine, she says. But after just one spoonful, she sits up and spits it out. Do you want to burn me to death? Zhu Minglang chuckles nervously. Sorry, I did not mean to. Li Yunzi looks down at Bai Qi resting near the bed, asking, is that the dragon you tamed at Dragon Tamer Academy? Zhu Minglang shakes his head actually. You already know this guy. Confused, she tilts her head, prompting Zhu Minglang to ask, did you really forget? Back when we first met, it bit through the iron bars of our cell so we could escape. Blushing, Li Yunzi raises a playful fist, telling him to stop talking nonsense. I will cut your tongue out, Zhu Minglang thinks silently. Still, she is incredibly cute. Suddenly, Zhu Minglang remembers meeting her sister at the academy, prompting a curious Li Yunzi to step closer and ask who. Getting serious, Zhu Minglang asks if she has many sisters, while a curious Li Yunzi wants to know how they met, making him think back. The first time was at the bridge where I actually mistook her for you and started talking to her. She kept quiet, but later in the library, she pretended to be you and spilled everything about us. Li Yunzi immediately guesses that since he met them, they must not be involved, prompting Zhu Minglang to ask if she suspects her sister and the Nam family of framing her. Silent and gloomy, Li Yunzi bows her head, whispering that she has many enemies. Immediately grabbing her shoulders, Zhu Minglang promises to help her, and Li Yunzi gently nods her head in agreement. She warns him to stay away from the academy and be extremely careful of the girl on the bridge, which he fully agrees with. Right then, the door swings open as Tringdu enters to report that the issue with the Hoangdan Vutho wastelanders has been fully settled. But seeing the two sitting so close together, he suddenly freezes and blushes. Tringdu slams the door shut, stammering about hitting the wrong room, while Zhu Minglang notes that Tringdu is a rare talent she should definitely employ. Li Yunzi moves her hand slightly and nods, saying she knows, and that everything on her end is handled. Since her hidden enemies might target him to make up rumors, she tells him to head back to the academy first. She warns him to be extremely careful, but Zhu Minglang simply holds her hand, telling her to take care and stop doing things that harm her own body. Looking at her with pure affection, he jokes that if she faints again, no honest guy like him will be around to look after her. Talk about instant karma. Li Yunzi kicks Zhu Minglang straight out. Outside, a startled Trindu asks if Zhu Minglang is okay, but he just brushes it off from the floor, telling him to go talk business. Zhu Minglang finally leaves her place. Heading over to the dragon pavilion, he spots a rowdy dragon causing chaos and sighs, wondering whose completely unmanaged black dragon is stealing food so rudely when it is supposed to be a mighty creature. Up ahead, Heya hears the noise, freezes mid-bite, and slowly turns to look at Zhu Minglang. He instantly recognizes it. It is Heya. Excitedly, Zhu Minglang pets its big head and asks if it is really him. Realizing the beast transformed into a dragon, he eagerly bites his own hand to draw blood so they can finally sign a spirit pact together. The blood drops right onto Heya's horn, making the massive beast glow with a remarkably soft, warm light. With their soul pact officially completed, Heya quickly slips directly inside of Zhu Minglang's personal magic space. Clenching his chest, he wonders if this is true spiritual power, feeling his senses and perception sharpening to an incredible degree. Closing his eyes, Zhu Minglang slowly senses his inner energy and spots a mysterious, glowing gate of light waiting for him inside. Wondering what lies beyond this radiant gate, Zhu Minglang reaches his hand close, and a glowing blue pearl slowly floats out right into his palm. He recognizes the item as the Taihon Yungqiu. Watch this, the Taihon Yungqiu completely fuses inside him. Smirking, Zhu Minglang thinks he never expected a dragon tamer to have such a unique skill, deciding he will definitely test out this Taihon Yungqiu in a few days. According to the light orb, dragon beasts can actually evolve by consuming these collected soul pearls, which is honestly an incredible power. Suddenly, Manhwa runs up from behind, shouting that Zhu Minglang has finally come back. She hands him a massive scroll of chores that leaves him speechless, forcing Zhu Minglang and Heya into the woods to hunt later on. He sighs. The soul of the Yodachu is just too bland. Right then, Bai Qi returns from its own little journey, dropping a massive piece of blood jade filled with gold, silver, and precious gems right in front of a completely stunned Zhu Minglang. Suspiciously, he asks where on earth it managed to find all these gorgeous, expensive treasures. He wonders if it used stealth to rob a dragon lair, completely shocked that searching for food with Heya led them to a treasure trove. Lead the way, Bai Qi cries out, seemingly confirming his wild guess with a happy nod. With that, they instantly vanish from the cliff, while elsewhere, a tiny baby dragon carefully peeks its head out from inside the thick bushes. A baby dragon? Zhu Minglang watches from afar as a fierce beast suddenly leaps out from right behind the small creature. Smash! It bats the helpless baby dragon straight off the high cliff. As the poor creature cries out for help, Zhu Minglang moves to rescue it, telling Bai Qi to quickly dive down and save the little beast. Obeying his command, Bai Qi dives down with him as Zhu Minglang reaches out his hand to catch the falling creature. Cradling the tiny dragon, he sighs, realizing even its own siblings would not show it any mercy. Follow me from now on, but survival is entirely on your own abilities. Suddenly, a savage, terrifying roar echoes from right behind them. Zhu Minglang spins around in shock. Oh no, that has to be this little guy's mother, and she definitely thinks I stole her baby. The furious forest dragon lunges forward, desperate to tear Zhu Minglang to pieces. He panics, watching its every move. Oh man, here we go, he desperately urges Bai Qi to run. Fortunately, they manage to outrun the angry forest dragon. Back at the dragon hall, he wonders if the little creature will survive. Kai Lu examines it closely and declares as long as it's breathing, I can save it. Zhu Minglang immediately flatters him. The moment I joined the Dragon Taming Academy, I knew you were a living god. Kai Lu nods, stroking his beard happily. Standing nearby, Minghe instantly scoffs at him, crossing her arms proudly. What a kiss-up, but your taste in dragons is pretty terrible. Binding a spirit covenant with a newborn, crippled forest dragon means you have absolutely zero future as a trainer. However, Kai Lu quickly disagrees. No, this little guy is actually way stronger than a normal forest dragon. Once it wakes up, feed it some ironwood sap to help regenerate its unique green blood. Zhu Minglang can't help but chuckle at that, making Minghe snap in embarrassment. Stop laughing. We still haven't settled our last score. Counting this time too, he quickly makes an excuse to flee. I just remembered something urgent. Let's talk later, Minghe. He leaves Kai Lu and Minghe behind, heading straight for the forge, where intense, hot flames crackle and thick smoke rises. Zhu Minglang excitedly pulls out a set of armor. Yes, the dragon armor is finally done. Suddenly, He Cheng approaches from behind, holding a piece of paper. Hey kid, come over here and look. Is this you? Zhu Minglang frowns at the paper, quite puzzled. Who drew this? Why is it so ugly? He Cheng gasps. It really is you. Rumors are spreading today that this person is the vagrant who stayed with the martial goddess, and many want you to pay with your life to apologize. He advises you should find a doctor to change your face. Zhu Minglang calmly shrugs. It is fine, just some rumors. Thanks for taking care of me lately. I won't bother you anymore. With that, he waves and turns to leave. Take care. He Cheng sighs deeply behind him, muttering that nowadays, these crazy rumors really prevent decent young people from having any true peace of mind. Zhu Minglang quickly returns to his classroom. As he sits at his desk, a sudden loud voice calls out from the hallway. Are you Zhu Minglang? He looks back, annoyed. What is it? I do not take sidekicks. A hostile crowd pushes forward behind him. The young master Yin Yaozu points right at his face, shouting arrogantly, Who is your sidekick? Let me ask you. Are you the vagrant from Wutu that everyone is talking about? Zhu Minglang explains calmly, a vagrant. That is definitely just a ridiculous rumor. Actually, the Lady General and I fell in love at first sight in Wutu, but jealous people made up all these lies to insult and degrade me. Hearing this bold claim, Yin Yaozu's arrogant group stands completely speechless. He snaps, Do you have no shame? Zhu Minglang teases, as if she would ever look at you guys. Classmate, are you questioning her taste? Terrified, Yin Yaozu quickly covers his mouth. I would never question the Lady General. Do not talk nonsense. Zhu Minglang frowns and scolds him. You already accused the Lady General of having an improper affair with some vagrant, yet you dare claim you are not slandering her? Yin Yaozu stutters, completely unable to form a single sentence. He curses inwardly, damn it, he is the shameless one. How did I get accused? Zhu Minglang pushes past Yin Yaozu, brushing it off. Whatever. I will be the bigger person and pretend I did not hear that. He acts all high and mighty. Feelings are quite difficult to explain, you know? Honestly, I do not even know why I fell for her. Love just happens. Finished, Zhu Minglang speaks in a solemn voice. Everyone, I know you all admire my beloved Yunzi, so let me thank you on her behalf. He reminds them, but if you truly respect her, do not believe these wild rumors, and make sure to call out those who spread them. Yin Yaozu and the rest grow furious. Of course we would protect her, but as long as a complete eyesore like you is still around, the Lady General will always face nasty rumors. If I had your low status, I would have ended my own life long ago. The crowd around them joins in, shouting agreement. Yes, you do not deserve to live. You are a disgrace, a lowlife who ruins our culture. Zhu Minglang points to himself, declaring, I know you adore my wife, but please stop having these completely unrealistic delusions. From now on, her reputation is mine to protect. Yin Yaozu's group steps closer, entirely unconvinced. Quit acting tough. How could someone like you protect her? If you actually have guts, face us in a duel. Yeah, back up your words with real power instead of just talking big. Zhu Minglang is about to snap back. Dierto impatiently cuts him off, snapping that they might have numbers, but he alone is enough to handle Zhu Minglang, asking if he thinks they are as shameless as him. Hearing those words, Zhu Minglang flashes a subtle smirk, saying that is not what he meant at all, before clenching his fist and putting on a pretty serious face. He clarifies that fighting them one by one would just be a massive waste of time, so they should write a joint challenge letter, have everyone sign it, and all attack him at once. Hearing this, Dierto and his gang freeze in absolute shock, with Dierto stuttering as he points right at Zhu Minglang. You are way too arrogant. Zhu Minglang simply shakes his head, calmly explaining that he is merely giving them a fair fighting chance. This completely sets off a lackey of Dierto, who screams that Zhu Minglang is just a shameless, arrogant brat. He demands they meet at the Halu Dragon Arena, and Dierto furiously nods along to accept the challenge. Dierto warns Zhu Minglang that he brought this on himself, so he cannot complain about them using numbers. Meanwhile, back at the Dragon Taming Academy training grounds, a loud announcement suddenly echoes. Extra extra hot news. The messenger shouts that Zhu Minglang has officially accepted the fight, calling it an earth-shattering 1 versus 20 showdown that everyone needs to see. His loud voice continues to ring out all along the streets, and get this, by pure coincidence, Vorsa happens to be hiding nearby and overhears the entire thing. Meanwhile, at the Halu battlefield, massive crowds have already gathered along both riverbanks. Just then, Vorsa walks up looking absolutely stunning in a gorgeous outfit, instantly drawing sighs from the crowd. People whisper about the female commander arriving, startling Zhu Minglang as he turns and asks why she is even here. Vorsa casually fires back, saying since they supposedly share such deep feelings, it is only natural for her to show up. She wants to see if he lives or dies, which makes perfect sense. Zhu Minglang quickly leans in and whispers, reminding her that she is actually Nam Vorsa and they have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Vorsa just flashes another knowing smile, asking him if he honestly thinks the crowd sees it that way too. On the opposite bank, onlookers immediately start gossiping, wondering why on earth the famous female commander would show up here. They wonder if it is really her, and someone confirms it is absolutely her since they saw her at the festival. They agree she definitely is not here for Zhu Minglang, but must have just coincidentally passed by. Hearing this, he can only facepalm in sheer frustration. He groans internally, asking what she is playing at since this is causing a massive misunderstanding. Unable to take it, Dirto points and screams from across the bank that Zhu Minglang has gone way too far. Vorsa does not say another word, instantly locking onto the arm of Zhu Minglang. She whispers in his ear, making his face turn bright red, asking if he wants to clear the name of Li Yunzi. But acting alone, nobody will ever believe him, so they might as well play along with a little love-at-first-sight drama. As imaginary lightning strikes, a completely flustered Zhu Minglang realizes he finally understands why Li Yunzi warned him to stay far away from this girl. But wait, this bold move completely outrages the entire crowd, and you can practically feel their jealousy exploding. People scream in absolute disbelief, demanding to know how on earth an ordinary guy like Zhu Minglang is even worthy of their legendary commander. They mock the strength of his dragon, whispering rumors that he is just a beggar who looks more like a gold-digging parasite than a real warrior. Watching this affectionate display completely pushes Dirto over the edge, causing him to howl in pure rage like a wild beast. He roars at Zhu Minglang to step up so he can teach this arrogant punk a lesson. Just a moment later, Bark Dirt Thu, an instructor from the Dragon Taming Academy, steps forward to referee, officially announcing that it is time for everyone to summon their dragons. Since this is a massive 1 versus 20, each opponent is strictly limited to summoning just one beast, so they must choose wisely. The second he finishes, Dirto and his allies instantly summon a massive army of absolutely terrifying, majestic beasts. Watching with crossed arms, Bark Dirt Thu can easily tell that these young fighters have completely lost their minds to anger. He quietly notes to himself that regardless of the actual strength of Zhu Minglang, the kid has some serious guts. Before turning back to explain the rules, he explains that Zhu Minglang can summon his entire squad right now, or hold some back for the upcoming rounds. Zhu Minglang bows respectfully, thanking the master for the heads up, before thrusting his hand forward to summon his trusty beast, Heya. The moment he activates the dragon armor transformation, his beast emerges clad in stunning silver-blue plating. As Heya leaps out from the summoning rift, even Zhu Minglang is impressed by how incredibly well the custom armor fits the dragon. But then, the fierce look of the dragon completely freezes. Wait, what? It slowly turns back to look at Zhu Minglang with a whimper. He tells it to stop cowardice. Run from what? This entire training session today is literally all about actual combat. Heya practically bursts into tears, feeling totally abused. But Zhu Minglang calmly tells his beast to show some damn spirit. He orders him to get hyped. He isn't fighting alone anyway, doesn't he still have Bai Qi backing him up? The duo quickly conspires together. Zhu Minglang whispers for him to go draw first blood, or they might end up scattering. Otherwise, even the massive spells of Bai Qi won't be able to target them all. Heya nods obediently basically. He is just acting as bait again. With the plan set, Heya lets out a fierce, deafening roar. Hey trash, look here. It quickly turns its back to the confused dragons. A second later, Heya directly drops a massive pile of poop right there. Those dragons get absolutely pissed and charge right in. But Heya does not back down, spinning around to grab one by its head. It ruthlessly hurls that dragon several meters away. Dirto furiously orders Hong Trao Turt Long, kill that dirty dragon for me. Obedient to his command, Hong Trao Turt Long quickly leaps high up into the air. Letting out a piercing screech, it thrusts its sharp claws forward. Seeing this, Heya suddenly trembles in fear and yells out, "Oh mother!" Heya quickly dodges the fatal strike from Hong Trao Turt Long. It then charges at a demon wolf, threatening little pup. You really think you can bite me? The horn on top of Heya's head suddenly grows out, making its entire body look majestic. It thrusts forward with a powerful dragon horn charge. After taking down the demon wolf, Heya pulls a cheeky face to mock the crowd. A few guys grab their heads and sob, crying about their Bao Langlong and how that black dragon is as sly as Zhu Minglang. Furious, Dirto screams out a loud order, "Go take him down together." Seeing this, Heya panics in terror. Oh mother. But right behind them, Zhu Minglang frowns and focuses his summon Bai Qi, freeze them all. Out of the dimensional rift, the majestic Bai Qi emerges with powerful wing beats. It quickly soars high, blasting down freezing currents of air. Just look at this. In a flash, the entire beast horde gets turned into giant ice blocks. Nobody can escape that lethal freezing move from Bai Qi. The frozen beasts drop straight down right in front of Dirto and his gang. One of Dirto's lackeys angrily barks an order, "Truklong, melt the surface." Shrouded in blazing wrath, Truklong bursts from underground. It bares its sharp claws and targets Bai Qi. Slowly, the trapped beasts inside the ice also start breaking free. Standing its ground, Bai Qi watches them with cautious eyes. Behind it, Zhu Minglang shouts out in deep worry, "Bai Qi, look out." A second later, Truklong fires a massive blast of energy straight at Bai Qi's position. Another earth dragon breaks free and targets it. The moment Bai Qi takes off, that earth dragon unleashes its deadly mud tornado technique. Nearby, Hong Trao Turtlong also struggles to leap up and grab hold of Bai Qi. It swiftly unleashes ice, forming a protective barrier right in front of itself. Seizing the opening, Bai Qi tries to end it with a tail strike, but somehow its tail gets stopped. Dirto down below screams in worry. "No," he yells. Bai Qi's sharp tail trembles, unable to touch Hong Trao Turtlong. Suddenly, its entire body is bound tight by multiple vines. A second later, Bai Qi is pulled straight down to the ground by Luke Lam Long. Dirto says thanks, while his ally quickly urges him strike now. My Luke Lam Long cannot hold it for long. Screeching, Hong Trao Turtlong seizes the moment to leap forward. But suddenly, Heya charges in like a rocket with its razor-sharp horn. Hong Trao Turtlong gets rammed and sent flying meters away, while Luke Lam Long collapses to the ground, dizzy from the heavy shockwave. Riding on Heya's back, Zhu Minglang asks Bai Qi, "Are you okay?" Slowly breaking free from the vines, Bai Qi calls out, "I am fine." But the next second, footsteps echo from right behind them. Startled, Zhu Minglang snaps his head around. That Truklong from earlier has caught up, opening its sharp jaws to bite him. Instantly, Zhu Minglang raises his hand to gather massive power, activating his armor shadow skill. The fierce Truklong still lunges with its mouth wide open, but he punches straight forward, hitting it head-on. Overhead, Dirt Thu watches in amazement. Is that the dragon armor skill? He carefully analyzes. Word is, once a dragon soul binds with a dragon trainer, they just need to forge custom armor. The trainer can absorb the armor properties. Genuinely shocking to witness this from a mere classmate. Heya surges up and flips Truklong over. It roars in agony, desperately struggling to resist Heya's relentless assault. But watch what happens next. Heya literally tears the body of Truklong cleanly in half. Seeing this, its owner spits up blood from sheer rage. His ally rushes over to support his fallen brother, while Dirto's men start shouting in pure panic. Oh my god, it was just one step away from becoming a peak Truklong, yet it got torn apart like that. Just how strong is that dragon? Dragon armor. How does Zhu Minglang even have something so incredibly valuable? This is not something a mere beggar could ever afford. The female general must have bought it for him. What a leech, living off a woman has no future. Up in the sky, Bai Qi spreads its pure white wings. It soars up high, whipping up freezing blasts of wind. Bai Qi lets out an earth-shattering howl. Its horn glows blindingly as the sky turns pitch black, bringing down lightning and a shower of massive meteors. Dirto's gang gasps in absolute horror. Oh god, white curse meteor. Is this the Kang dragon mystic art? Absolutely terrifying. That white dragon must be general rank. The falling meteors slam into the ground, triggering a massive chain of shockwaves. The bad guys and their beasts panic. Screaming, running, they scatter in absolute chaos. Zhu Minglang shouts out a command, telling Bai Qi that he is totally fine, so spare their lives. Hearing this, Bai Qi finally stops his hand, letting them live. Dirto watches helplessly, grimacing. He witnesses Zhu Minglang completely slaughter all of his allies. Standing heroically on the back of Heya, Zhu Minglang challenges if anyone else wants some. Dirto and his gang drop to their knees, trembling without a word, before Dirt Thu bursts from the rubble to intervene. Dirt Thu notes that academy battles show off young talent, especially with Zhu Minglang knowing right from wrong. Showing mercy makes me very proud as your teacher, he says, rushing over in a hurry. Zhu Minglang apologizes for being rude, but Bark Dirt Thu waves it off happily, saying he is fine before formally declaring the end of this challenge. Zhu Minglang wins. Dirt Thu formally declares it, then casts a cold stare toward Dirto. Being a passionate, easily excited youth is fine. But you must learn to know your place in this world. Do not let random rumors ruin someone else's reputation, especially since a proud dragon trainer is supposed to make decisive calls in tough situations. You got provoked so easily that your brain went numb, and if Zhu Minglang was not merciful, you would all be dead by now. Dirto softly agrees. The teacher is totally right. He thanks Zhu Minglang for sparing them. Zhu Minglang steps forward to warn them that his wife's reputation is none of their business, and Dirto's gang quickly nods along. They stammer out that they only admired the lady from afar with absolutely no bad intentions, none at all. Calling Brother Truk a top-tier powerhouse who perfectly matches the lady, Zhu Minglang just thinks these kids are pure flatterers. Over on the sidelines, the rival gang also happens to witness the whole beatdown as a heavy guy rests his chin, wondering if they still plan to team up and challenge him next month. He wonders, does their group even have a single Dragon General level expert? Watch this. Kote Zhao pulls out the official challenge letter and instantly tears it to shreds out of pure caution. He asks what challenge they are even talking about since they plan to go hunting next month, while a swarm of fans crowds Zhu Minglang. Fans scream about how incredible Brother Truk is, begging to join his training team in the future. One fan shouts that she is 173 centimeters tall, weighs 93 kilograms, and asks if Zhu Minglang wants a second wife. Zhu Minglang immediately runs, gone. He apologizes that he has urgent business to attend to. Gritting his teeth, He mutters that women are all terrifying lionesses, wishing everyone would stop pressuring him, when a very familiar voice echoes right in front of him. Holding an umbrella gracefully, Vorsaw steps out and asks who exactly he called a lioness, while Zhu Minglang quickly denies it, saying she definitely misheard. Vorsaw gives him a playful smile, asking if that is true, while leaning in close to tell him to repeat those words one more time. Cold sweat. He jumps back and frantically claims that he just remembered some extremely urgent business. Zhu Minglang bids a hasty farewell and runs away, leaving Vorsaw to watch his retreating back, murmuring that she is not going to eat him. You coward. Back at the Dragon Temple, Zhu Minglang gently holds his little pet. He tells the little guy that his wounds are fully healed, but they still need to name him. The beast squeaks happily as Zhu Minglang begins to suggest some options, suggesting they name him Luke B. The little guy whimpers, making him realize it hates the name. Then how about Luke Dao? But the pet is still not satisfied. Thinking hard, he proposes Thon Track, adding that if it sheds skin and turns blue and purple later, he will change it to Lam Track 2 Track. Little Kung Thon Track reluctantly nods. Switching over to Truk Lam Academy, Zhu Minglang carries Thon Track while walking and sharing his thoughts. He tells little Thon Track that even though he got a massive amount of child support from its mother, unfortunately, the spirit wood it loves to eat is still running quite low. And watch what happens next when the beast suddenly senses something weird, leaps away, and runs off, leaving him totally confused. Late at night, little Thane Track runs straight into the Truk Lum Pavilion. Zhu Minglang chases his pet into a room where the little creature greedily grabs a cup of colored liquid, making him yell to stop because that is someone else's ink. Suddenly, a calm voice interrupts him, saying that it is actually spirit wood, so just let it drink. Following the voice outside, Zhu Minglang is surprised to find a very familiar face, asking if this is her place. Nan Lingsha calmly replies, telling him he has got a lot of nerve to sneak in at midnight. He frantically stammers, not on purpose. He offers a string of rapid apologies. Giggling at his silly reaction, she laughs that she was just joking, then asks where he got that little dragon, prompting a relaxed Zhu Minglang to explain how he adopted Thon Track. That little guy was at a dragon cliff, deep in the northern forest. Asking if she knows this dragon, he admits he is pretty confused since no books mention its race or bloodline. Nan Lingsha gazes at him as she explains that it is the sacred wood azure holy dragon, leader of the forest dragons, though its aura is sadly very weak. Thon Track happily chugs the sacred water, nosing in on the gossip. Its aura is just too weak, likely from a severe injury during a crucial developmental stage at birth. Even if this little guy reaches his absolute peak in the future, unleashing the true power of the sacred green wood dragon will be nearly impossible. A clumsy swing, and splash the sacred water is all over the floor. Zhu Minglang panics, his eyes wide as he yells that everything is ruined. Water splashes everywhere, but Nan Lingsha instantly unleashes her magic. He is stunned, truly. Turns out she is a divine rank master too. With just a single movement, every stray droplet is drawn right back into its cup. Clapping rings out to praise her incredible control. Praising her, Zhu Minglang says it is quite an impressive trick. Nan Lingsha leans in dangerously close, teasingly asking if he wants to see an even better trick. Zhu Minglang's handsome face instantly turns bright red, leaving him completely speechless. Backing away, he stammers out a quick apology and tells her to rest early since the night wind is getting pretty chilly. Grabbing a very confused Thon Track by the leg, Zhu Minglang dashes out of there like his life depends on it. Sprinting through the dark woods, he clutches his little dragon, finally stopping to catch his breath while Thon Track giggles. He playfully threatens it with a fist. This mess is entirely your fault. He secretly regrets one thing, forgetting to ask Nan Lingsha where she got that spirit wood essence. Oh well, next time. A lady has her reputation. Later, Zhu Minglang is walking down the street when he notices a crowd gathering around to look at something. And would you look at that, the academy is making everyone form a team now. Talk about an unexpected rule change. In his class, he only really knows Xiao Ying and his gang, but none of them have passed the Dragon Gate yet. Who can he possibly recruit? Suddenly, a voice calls out his name. He turns around to find Narn Narn and her crew. Could they actually be looking for a teammate? Asking him to join them, she saves the day. Overjoyed, Zhu Minglang feels like a lifesaver just dropped from the sky. Quickly agreeing, he thanks his senior sister as the scene shifts to Mount Teal Tree, under Nanyarn's lead. Junior sister Dung chirps happily, saying that with senior sister So's wind spirit dragon, they will easily sniff out those demon spirits in no time. Out of nowhere, Thon Track starts wriggling out of Zhu Minglang's coat, eager to fly. He looks up at his little companion, filled with pride. That spirit wood essence really worked wonders. Little Thon Track has actually grown wings. The happy little guy chirps, soaring off to join the other dragons. Slam! A larger bird clips him with its wing, sending poor Thon Track tumbling down. Apologizing immediately, the other bird's owner panics while Zhu Minglang frantically reaches out. Meanwhile, Little Thon Trock is just flailing its limbs, dangling helplessly in midair. Watching the clumsy display, they mockingly tease him, asking if that thing is a wood-carving dragon. Mocking him with names like Rotten Wood Dragon, they tease until Zhu Minglang's face is bright red. Suddenly, the bird from earlier senses danger and turns back. Nyarn Yarn urges them to keep moving, but Zhu Minglang warns the group to be careful since enemies could easily hide in the dense foliage. Show off. A cocky guy named Mai Tuan rushes ahead, calling him a coward. Watching the hothead scream for the demon spirits to prepare to die, Zhu Minglang sighs. Why are young people always so incredibly impulsive? Without warning, a beast leaps from the bushes, aiming to ambush Zhu Minglang from behind. Thon Trock glares at the enemy, his tiny eyes filled with absolute rage. Instant pain. Sharp, thorny vines erupt from the earth, shredding through the monster's hide. Praising his little helper, Zhu Minglang smiles. But overhead, dozens of glowing red eyes are watching their every move from the canopy. Oh man, those nasty hybrid beasts are dropping from the trees. Mai Tuan is in for a very rude awakening. Boom! His violent burst dragon blows them back, but another beast crashes in to cause utter chaos. The helpful bird from earlier dives right into the fray, landing on Narnarn's shoulder to shield her from danger. Safe for now. She sighs, though countless sinister eyes are still watching from the dark shadows. Ambush from behind. A monster creeps up on her, but Zhu Minglang calmly orders Thon Trock to clear a path. He-Ya immediately unleashes a straight line of roaring fire, turning the beast to ash. Not wanting to be outdone, little Thon Trock tries to help too. Mumbling some magic, the little guy earns a nod of approval from He-Ya, while Zhu Minglang rushes over to check on Nyarn Yarn. Asking about the others, he is quickly warned by Narn to stay back because the ground cannot support heavy dragons. Because of that, the others fell, but before her warning can even register, eager little He-Ya takes a step forward anyway. A sudden collapse. The ground gives way, sending the beast plunging into a massive sinkhole as Zhu Minglang yells out in panic. Claws tear into the stone. Down below, He-Ya struggles while Zhu Minglang watches from the edge, panicking. Watching the two beasts prepare to clash, he sees He-Ya throw its head back and roar, baring its sharp teeth against the red glow. Zhu Minglang yells out to be careful. Turning to Narn Yarn, he declares that he is heading down to rescue the others. Watch over this place and stay safe, he says. She nods, telling him to be careful too. Suddenly, the entire forest floor shakes as giant vines burst upward, scattering dirt and debris everywhere. Zhu Minglang leaps straight down below. His hair and clothes flutter wildly against the thick wall of vines. Landing firmly on the ground next to Thon Trock, he keeps his guard up. Suddenly, he freezes as a young lady steps out from the thick mist. Staring in absolute shock, he gasps out her name, Li Yunzi. He rushes forward, gently calling out her name despite the warning growls of Thon Trock. She steps closer, gently reaching up to brush his hair. Thon Trock's eyes widen, shrieking as it spots something dangerously off. Zhu Minglang snaps out of it just in time, summoning wooden vines to block a razor-sharp claw aimed right at his chest. Zhu Minglang realizes that monster is a night-vining wolf. They ingest the hypnotic toxins from the vines, exhaling gas to create powerful illusions. He grinds his teeth, wondering, did I really just fall for its trick? He sighs, that was way too close. Thanks for having my back, Thon Trock. The little beast grins proudly, while the thrashing monster snaps the wooden vines into splinters. The crazed wolf lunges straight at the little beast. Zhu Minglang shouts in panic retreat, Thon Trock, you are no match for this thing. He clenches his fists, realizing this monster has over 900 years of cultivation and has already turned into a demon. Claws slash through the air like lightning, but the little beast narrowly dodges by a hair. Forming hand signs, Zhu Minglang gathers blue spiritual light to summon his next spirit beast, Bai Qi. I am counting on you. A massive vortex of blue energy erupts, trapping the wild wolf right in the center. Shredded by razor-sharp wind blades, the beast roars in agony and tries to strike back. Bai Qi surges forward like a tidal wave, trapping the beast inside. Spirit light tears through its body, while sharp ice crystals pierce its forehead, leaving it dazed. As the dust settles, the feral beast is completely sealed inside a solid red crystal. Bound tight by ice, fresh blood stains the monster's hideous face. Suddenly, a brilliant yellow demon core bursts from the shattering ice and bloody mist, glowing with immense power. Catching the glowing orb, Zhu Minglang smiles perfect, a soul bead for the beast. He rushes over to Mai Tuan and asks senior brother Kim, is everyone all right? This will definitely make him a lot stronger. Tears streaming down his face. He replies, thank you for saving us, junior brother Truk, but junior sister Dung was killed. Zhu Minglang sighs heavily, the dead cannot return, let us leave this place first. Soon, they arrive back at the Oi San courtyard. The elder looks at them and says, you kids are incredibly lucky to have made it out of there alive after encountering a deadly demon spirit. He continues, explaining that news from the north says even a master could not escape the demon spirit's blood array. You have accomplished a great deed, bringing peace back to Wai Sun City. Now, return home and rest. Mai Tuan bows respectfully, promising to personally bring junior sister Dung's body back to the academy. The elder then turns, saying, Zhu Minglang, your strength is on par with our teachers. Would you be willing to head over to Thon Luha City to assist a team of demon-slaying masters? The academy reward is very generous. He replies, I am willing to go. Our elder warns him, remember, if you face a man-eating demon spirit over 3,000 years old, do not do anything reckless. Your absolute priority is to report to the guardian of Honglian City and let her handle it. Do you understand? Zhu Minglang nods in agreement. Later, at Herfat Mountain in Honglian City, he casually walks down the stone steps amidst the cool, lush forest. Wait, look at this. He stops dead in his tracks when he spots someone standing by the stone platform ahead. He speaks up, I never expected the guardian of Honglian City to be you. Nan Lingsha retorts, what? You think I cannot protect this city? Zhu Minglang quickly clarifies, that is not what I meant. Sitting lazily, she lets out a wide yawn and asks, why did you come looking for me anyway? Explaining his situation, he says, my master sent me to Luha City to assist a team of demon-slaying masters on their mission. But when I arrived, 3 of them were already dead under mysterious circumstances, and the demon was gone. Nan Lingsha gasps, even the masters were killed? Zhu Minglang replies solemnly, yes, that creature must have at least 3,000 years of cultivation. Startled, he turns toward her as she waves her hand, summoning her dragon Qilin. He gasps in his mind, she is a scroll dragon master. Sitting atop her spirit beast, she commands, stay here and guard Honglian City for me, I will check it out. He asks in disbelief me, guard this place? Zhu Minglang calls after her, wait up, it is too dangerous. Let me go with you. But suddenly, Nan Lingsha slips, losing her balance completely and falling. She lands squarely on top of him, sending them both crashing down. Her head slams directly into Zhu Minglang's face. Instinctively, he reaches out to grab her waist, but brace yourselves, because she lands directly on his most sensitive spot, making him scream in pure agony. Zhu Minglang groans in agonizing pain that is killing me. Nan Lingsha climbs back onto her Qilin, saying, serves you right, just stay here and reflect on yourself. Left alone, he mutters, thank goodness everything is still intact, or I would have disappointed my mother big time. He looks up, watching birds scatter across the blue sky, signaling trouble ahead. A young noble approaches and asks, excuse me, teacher, we are disciples from Namfi. Is Sister Nan Lingsha currently guarding this place? Suddenly he screams out loud, but Zhu Minglang just picks his ear and mutters so noisy. Zhu Minglang speaks up, Nan Lingsha told me to guard this place, so you can report to me. The guy snaps back in anger, what the hell are you to tell us that? How could you replace our master to guard this fortress? He says, what do you want to report? Otherwise leave me in peace. He keeps swearing, what are you bragging about? Want me to? But the other guy quickly stops him. Easy now, do not get worked up, he asks Zhu Minglang. We ran into a Ma Lin and need Sister Nan Lingsha to help us exorcise it. She is really not here, Zhu Minglang says, since she is out. What kind of Ma Lin are you dealing with? The guy explains we ran into a 1,000-year-old evil spider demon that broke into a logging camp. It slaughtered people indiscriminately, scaring the guards and workers out of their wits until they fled in terror, and then it headed west into the deep forest. Zhu Minglang asks, do you know where this Ma Lin is right now? Lead the way. Arriving at the academy logging camp, they find logs scattered and blood everywhere. As one of them points out, look, there is fresh blood here. Zhu Minglang tells them, I will check it out, stay alert. But the guy warns Zhu Minglang, going alone is way too dangerous. We have enough men, the other snaps he wants to show off, so why interfere? He slowly approaches to investigate. And check this out, 2 purple energy beams suddenly collide, shattering the barrier in a massive explosion of dark mist to kick off the ambush. A sudden vortex of dark energy erupts right beside him, completely blinding him and forcing Zhu Minglang to brace himself. Hiding in the bushes, he froze. He really had no idea what just happened. Suddenly, a half-human spider monster leaps from the brush, thrashing its 8 legs, but Thon-Trak quickly jumps in to block its path. It opens its jaws wide. A dark, toxic purple slime pools there, swirling with pure malice. It spews a thick stream of sticky purple acid onto the ground, spreading rapidly to completely consume the path ahead. Wing spiders shoot sticky purple silk to pin Thon-Trak mid-air, while the mother spider directs her swarm to attack relentlessly. Zhu Minglang frowns in thought, does this demon feed on humans to breed more spiders? And did Sam Lam Kur Long swallow them all? With purple silk completely wrapping his body and a massive spider clinging to his back. Thon-Trak writhes in pain as Zhu Minglang realizes those are his family members. Baring its fangs with a wicked smile, dark energy radiates around the monster. Leaping down from above, she slashes her razor-sharp claws directly at Zhu Minglang, who crouches down to brace himself, thinking I am doomed. But get this, little Thon Trock erupts with green light, surging to summon a mysterious power. Worried for Thon Trock, he watches the claws narrowly miss him in a split second, and Zhu Minglang quickly forms a hand seal to ignite a glowing green rune in his palm. Transforming into a wood dragon, Thon Trock swoops down from above. He shoots out a web of thorny vines to bind her tightly, completely surprising Zhu Minglang, as the trapped monster screeches and struggles against the purple mist. Looking at him, Zhu Minglang exclaims, "Thon Trock, you have completely absorbed the soul bead energy of Thulong Darjiao. This is amazing." He narrows his eyes in agreement, but she spits purple acid, making the vines hiss and melt. As toxic gas rises violently, vines burst from the spider's back, forcing Zhu Minglang to cover his face and retreat from the deadly mist. Thinking this is bad, Thon Trock leans over him as if trying to say something, nudging close to Zhu Minglang's shoulder and gently tugging his shirt. Suddenly, Thon Trock tosses him up, sending Zhu Minglang landing squarely onto his back in a flash. Taking off into the sky, Thon Trock carries him high above as Zhu Minglang clings on for dear life and yells, "Buddy, please let's never play a thrilling stunt like this again. Alright?" Riding high above the swirling dark mist, he looks down and says that spot down there seems to be where Somlam Kurlong is. Somlam Kurlong roars. He slams a toxic spider away. A massive golden shockwave explodes outward to repel the thrashing spider legs, and the heavily injured monster screeches with glowing red wounds across her body, coughing up a mouthful of thick purple blood. The entire swarm of baby spiders rains down. Somlam Kurlong looks up to face the diving demon, crushing the smaller spiders beneath his heavy claws. Riding Thon Trock, Zhu Minglang mutters this beast is too cunning, trying to use poison and red-faced spiders to stall and wear down Somlam Kurlong. He forms a hand seal to summon his next spiritual beast. It is Dar He Ya, who appears floating beside him but immediately plummets straight down, crashing heavily into the dirt right next to the spider demon and startling her half to death. Glowing with golden protective runes, Dar He Ya lets out a loud roar and prepares to charge. The spider demon gets flung aside, rolling like a ball while he pursues, as a massive wave of green spiritual energy sweeps violently across the forest hillside. She screeches as the blade of green light sweeps across her, with Zhu Minglang charging in on Thon Trock. Dar He Ya gives a smug grin as they land, growling softly as if he has just sensed something very unusual. Out of nowhere, the demon spider dives down, blasting toxic purple smoke right onto He Ya's back. The poisonous cloud erupts, instantly swallowing the entire forest. Zhu Minglang grimaces and yells, "Damn it, that was too careless. Big He Ya." Meanwhile, Somlam inhales the toxic fumes and lets out a painful shriek. Purple poison erupts, completely devouring the area. He Ya gasps in total shock. "Wait, I am not hurt at all?" Zhu Minglang rides Thon Trock as they rocket upward, while below them, Somlam flings the giant demon spider aside. As the two mighty beasts face each other, he mutters, "It recognized you." Thon Trock stares back without blinking, seemingly lost in thought. On Somlam's back, the tiny dragon lets out a soft whimper, as if trying to say something. The giant Somlam dragon grits its teeth and brutally rips a scale from its shoulder, spraying fresh blood. Zhu Minglang stares at the scale and wonders if that is true. As the dragon mother and child depart, he whispers, "Did it really pluck its own armor scale for me?" He continues, "So this is its way of saying the debt is paid. From now on, whether they live or die has nothing to do with me, right?" And check this out, a purple dragon pearl suddenly appears in his hand, which he uses to suppress the demon spider while speaking. 1700 years. If it consumes this pearl and eats the dragons too, no living creature in this entire forest could ever stop it, and even the cities outside would face utter ruin. Zhu Minglang roars out, leaving everyone around him absolutely petrified. The divine azure wood, Saint Dragon. Someone nearby panics, this is bad. Rumor says the Nam clan has a sacred dragon breeding ground with an ancient holy tree. It merged with the deep forest dragons to create the Lomlong clan. They became the signature companions of the Nam family for generations, with the divine azure wood Saint Dragon leading them as their sacred forest guardian. There is no way they will start questioning where Thon Trock actually came from, right? Someone quickly approaches him to ask a question. "Zhu Minglang, did Sister Nanlingsha give you this Saint Dragon?" He frantically waves his hands to clarify. "You guys have it all wrong. This dragon is before he can even finish." The other guy cuts in, "Well, we can just ask her when we get back." Back at the Red Lotus City mansion, he immediately asks her sister, "Did you really give Zhu Minglang a divine azure wood Saint Dragon?" This purple-eyed girl is actually Vorsa, who secretly shares a single body and dual souls with Nanlingsha. She casually replies, "Do you mean Thon Trock?" Zhu Minglang sits there, quietly sipping his tea. Vorsa continues, "Oh, that stupid dragon. Yeah, I gave it to him." Hearing this, he immediately spits out his tea. Vorsa rests her chin on her hand and adds, "It was a beautiful, moonlit night. We met in a bamboo bed. I realized he was a decent dragon tamer, plus he once helped my dear sister Li Yunzi. She keeps going, so I gave him this divine azure wood saint dragon to show my appreciation, since he did take such good care of my sister after all. He furiously snaps back, "Shut your mouth. I have absolutely nothing to do with you or that dragon." Zhu Minglang grumbles to himself, "This woman is quite the actress." Meanwhile, the other guy remarks, "Even so, sister, you cannot just give such a rare dragon to an outsider." Vorsa glares at them, visibly annoyed. "Do I seriously need your permission to do anything?" They quickly bow their heads, "Of course not." Coldly, she gives an order. "Fine, I still have some private matters to discuss with him anyway. The demon-slaying mission is over now, and your final grades have already been posted on the board. Head back to school, all of you." Once they finally leave, the room falls completely silent. Zhu Minglang sighs, "You really ruined my reputation today." Meanwhile, Vorsa slowly leans in closer to him. He raises his voice, "Lady, you might not care about your reputation, but I still need to stay pure to get married." "Oh, marry a wife?" Vorsa raises an eyebrow. "You? Pure?" She smirks then, "I wonder who dragged me down from the sky and wouldn't let go of me." He defends himself, "That was just a misunderstanding. I really didn't mean to." Vorsa retorts, "Then I suppose what happened between you and Li Yunzi in jail was a misunderstanding too?" Smugly, she asks, "Why are you silent now?" Flustered, Zhu Minglang stammers, "Well, it is getting late, so you should rest up. I will take my leave now." Vorsa stops him, "Wait, you actually ranked first on both the Academy and Master leaderboards this time." She pulls out a spatial storage pouch. "I went ahead and collected the spiritual realm fruit reward for you." He whips around instantly, reaching out and shouting, "Hand it over." Look at her teasing him. She spins the bag with a sly grin. Zhu Minglang lunges to grab it, causing Vorsa to lose her balance and drop the silk pouch. Zhu Minglang loses his footing, tumbling right toward her, but as he falls, Vorsa swiftly drives her knee up, making him howl in pain. Still, he gets lucky, face planting straight into her chest, which catches Vorsa off guard and turns her bright red. Blushing furiously, she snatches the pouch off the table and hurls it directly at his head, shouting, "You pervert." He groans in pain, complaining that she hit him twice. Fast forward a bit, and we see the two of them riding Thon Trock together across the sky. Chewing on the fruit, he remarks, "This spiritual realm fruit tastes pretty average." She asks, "Wait, does it actually have a flavor?" Vorsa asks him, "Do you not have a white dragon named Bai Qi? Why do you insist on riding mine then?" Not backing down, he snaps back, "Well, can you not literally summon dragons? Why are you the one insisting on flying with me?" Vusa explains that she used up all her ink when destroying the 3,000-year-old demon spirit. Zhu Minglang says that after defeating the Yajiao Teng Shu Lang, Bai Qi fell into a deep sleep and hasn't woken up. She asks if his Bai Qi has already gone through a dragon tribulation. He asks in surprise about the dragon tribulation. Vusa replies that any creature passing the dragon gate can turn into a dragon, while dragons passing it will level up. With every single level up, they might face a dragon tribulation, 1 tribulation per rank. They also shed their skin once, boosting their strength to a new stage, which is split into lower, upper, and peak ranks. However, the Dragon Gate has many tiers, so nobody knows what rank they reach after passing the juvenile stage. Zhu Minglang guesses that if that is the case, Bai Qi has indeed survived 1 dragon tribulation. She advises him to visit the school library to check once he returns. In addition, he can also visit the Treasure Pagoda Tower. There are many great items inside that can be exchanged using his recent achievements and points. He feels grateful and thanks her for the tip. Vusa snaps back in anger, "Thanks are fine, but do not poke me with those strange things." Zhu Minglang says in embarrassment, "Sorry, my bad." Inside the Academy Tower, a voice echoes out, announcing the Storm Phantom Feather. Holding the feather in his hand, Zhu Minglang says that this item looks pretty good. It can fit right under Bakwai's feathers, letting it summon massive gales and expand its wind control. Meanwhile, in the spirit realm, Haknya and Bai Qi sleep peacefully. Bai Qi presses its cheek against the ice, breathing out a faint mist, quietly listening to the deep power beneath the lake. Look at this, Bai Qi's eyes snap open, a violet glow radiating outward from the crystal's signal. Hakna watches in shock as Bai Qi throws its head back and spreads its wings to soar, only to suddenly shrink down, leaving Hakna completely stunned. Seeing Bai Qi, Zhu Minglang shouts out in sheer joy, "Bai Qi, you are finally awake, that is awesome." He stares in surprise at its strange behavior, wide-eyed as he watches Bai Qi wag its tail, gathering a brilliant stream of purple spiritual light. Seeing the glowing orb of law floating right before his eyes, he stands frozen, questioning where this mysterious source of power came from. He wonders if it's the hidden law of heaven and earth. In a panic, Zhu Minglang waves his hands, "No way. We can't take stuff from here or it'll cost us our lives. This is a highly guarded treasure belonging to the Academy." Cutting to the Academy dorms, where tiled roofs peek through the green trees. Lying on his back, he mutters, "This time, my mission rewards got me exactly the treasure I wanted." The academy points he earned are more than enough to feed Hacknaw pork all the way until spring. And the gold and jewels in his hands are enough to buy that extremely expensive frosty queen bee nectar. This way, when Bai Qi casts its ice god magic, it will be way stronger, and by winter, it will finally enter its adult phase. Zhu Minglang happily thinks that the precious redwood sap Thontrack loves is also fully taken care of by Lady Nam. For now, he doesn't have to worry about feeding his team for quite some time. Holding the reverse scale from the Sam Lam dragon, he wonders how he should actually handle this thing. Suddenly, he sits straight up. Wait, there is a way. Half a day later at the academy, he announces, since you are crafted from the chest scale of the Sam Lam Great Dragon, let's call you the reverse green soft scale armor. Zhu Minglang holds up the armor, speaking softly. Li Yunzi is always out there fighting, and the new year is coming soon. She should be returning victorious very soon. It is the perfect time to give her this soft armor. She is definitely going to love it. Standing beneath a tree outside the Lei family mansion, Zhu Minglang imagines how incredibly breathtaking Li Yunzi will look wearing the soft armor he made for her. Suangni arrives. She greets him as Lord Truk, and he politely responds back to her. She goes on to say that after her lady woke up, she mentioned loving the gift he sent. Zhu Minglang happily wonders if Li Yunzi really liked it, thinking that is wonderful. He speaks up. I heard she got hurt again and isn't seeing any outsiders, so please send my warmest wishes of recovery to your young mistress. Suangni insists he is absolutely not an outsider, leaving the room so the couple can have some privacy. Taking her pulse, Zhu Minglang asks with deep worry, how did you get hurt again? Are you better now? Why are you so foolishly reckless? Tin Hoa asks softly, are you worried about me? My body is fine, and my mood is much better this time, at least without having to hear those nasty rumors. Placing his hand on her head, he smiles. You already know my acting has always been top-notch. She asks, oh really? Was meeting in the bamboo forest to exchange love tokens just a game to you? Zhu Minglang answers in a panic. You've got it all wrong. That divine wood azure dragon is mine. Wasn't it given to me by Lady Nam? But somehow it turned into exchanging love tokens by the time it reached your ears? Tin Hoa blushes, asking, so you didn't give her any gift? Zhu Minglang says, seriously, of course. I only give gifts to you. By the way, does that soft armor fit you comfortably? Is it comfortable? Tin Hoa replies in embarrassment, I haven't tried it on yet. He quickly suggests, go ahead and try it now. I can adjust it if it feels off. Tin Hoa immediately agrees. All right. Zhu Minglang waits, occasionally sneaking a quick glance. She turns and reminds him, young master, you are not allowed to peek. He says he won't. In his heart, he thinks, wow, she actually agreed, and she keeps calling me young master. It seems Li Yunzi has changed quite a bit, no longer acting so cold. While she changes her clothes, he waits outside thinking, do not do anything foolish. Keep a peaceful mind amidst all this chaos. Peaceful mind amidst chaos. Tin Hoa calls out from inside, I am all done changing. I am coming out now. She steps out wearing the revealing outfit, and says this light armor fits quite well. Very comfortable, not tight at all, and pretty cool too. Zhu Minglang practically steams up seeing her step out, his face turning red as he gasps, beautiful. You look absolutely stunning. Tin Hoa adjusts the armor, asking if the bottom is a bit too much. Zhu Minglang cannot tear his eyes away from her waist, staring with literal hearts in his eyes. He opens his eyes wide, stepping closer to deliver a flat no. Zhu Minglang leans in close to Tu Hoa, whispering that everything about her is absolutely perfect. Suddenly, the wooden door is violently thrown open, flooding the room with blinding light. Oh no, someone is coming. Watch how fast she reacts. Tin Hoa quickly grabs her red cloak and pulls it tightly around herself. She drapes the red cloak over, and they both look out. Vergia steps in, teasing, no wonder you stopped me. Turns out you are dating a lover. Zhu Minglang gasps in shock, nom nom ling za. Now Li Yunzi looks at her seriously, asking why she is here. Vorsa ignores the question, replying, sister, you certainly have quite the ambition. Li Yunzi warns her coldly, if you stand in my way, I will not be polite. He wonders what on earth they are talking about. What ambition or obstacles? Vergia walks up to Zhu Minglang, grabbing his hand, saying, fine then. The busy streets in winter are pretty boring. Why not let me borrow this handsome young master for a bit to walk around ancestral Dragon City-State with me, sister? Li Yunzi stares right at her and flatly refuses. Vergia teases back, is my dear sister getting jealous? She turns to him and asks Zhu Minglang, why are you so quiet around me today? Aren't you usually pretty enthusiastic? You used to chat all night with me without getting tired at all. Flustered, he says, Lady Nam Ninsa, I already told your sister the whole truth, so please stop playing around. Vorsa pouts and grumbles how boring. She then turns to leave, tossing back a parting remark, seems I came at a bad time. You two carry on flirting. Awkwardly pointing after Vorsa, he asks what she even came here for, leaving so fast. Li Yunzi replies, she just came to check on my injuries. Once she saw I was fine, she left. Zhu Minglang looks at her, asking, is something heavy weighing on your mind? Li Yunzi doesn't deny it. Get ready for this shocker, she wants to found a whole nation, even though these independent city-states are only managed by the central sect palace. Are you planning to challenge the sect palace, uniting the city-states to build your own nation? Li Yunzi explains to be precise. I do not want to be their total enemy, just during the process of founding the country. She continues the sect palace, Lungtiu City, even the Nam family and Lei family. They are all major obstacles in my path. Zhu Minglang speaks up. Many within the Lei family must want to oppose you, yet you do not even have a single guard. That is far too dangerous. Sadly, she says guards are plenty, but there are barely any I can truly trust. Pure loyalty can rarely withstand the heavy temptations of power. He pulls Li Yunzi close and speaks. Sharing this means you trust me, so tomorrow I will pack my things and move in here to keep you completely safe. She covers his mouth, telling him no, it is not that simple, and it is not just about keeping me safe. I am telling you this because I do not want to drag you into this mess. You need to find a place to hide. Looking intently at Li Yunzi, he replies, I declared before everyone that I would protect your reputation, and I will not run away. Touched, she places her hand on his cheek and whispers her thanks. Hugging Li Yunzi tight, he says, why are you thanking me when we are this close? She gives him a final warning, proving he cannot stay serious for even 5 seconds. Remember to stay far away from Nam Nin Sa. He happily salutes. Back at Zhu Minglang's room at school, 2 young men step into his sun-drenched courtyard. Scanning his room once more, he realizes there is barely anything to pack. Xiao Ying asks Zhu Minglang, is it true you are moving out? He replies, I am temporarily moving over to the Lei family's royal courtyard, but I will return if everything goes well. Once I am back, we will study and train our dragons together again, so take good care of yourselves while I am gone. Both are completely shocked by his words. And Hong Hao blurts out, heavens, the Lei family's royal courtyard, isn't that the home of General Li Yunzi? Zhu Minglang calmly replies, I am just house-sitting. Hong Hao cries in despair, damn it, he managed to steal her away. Xiao Ying pipes up Zhu Minglang, since childhood I have always loved crawling into tight spaces, so can you teach me how to crawl into such a massive gold mine? He simply smiles and waves goodbye. This sort of thing depends entirely on status, so you guys better stop wishing for miracles. The old riverside town appears through the shady trees as a voice calls out. Fang Nianian turns her head and an elder replies. Her family wants to marry her off. Apparently some young master who visits the flower house constantly really likes her, but she wants nothing to do with him, so she packed up and ran away, sneaking into the city to hide. Zhu Minglang thinks to himself, how could that stubborn girl keep such a massive secret from him, and how is he supposed to feed his dragon now? Over in Dragon Nest City, night falls, leaving a thin crescent moon hanging quietly in the dark sky. Zhu Minglang spots 2 guards, shouting at a young girl, telling her to beat it because a filthy country girl has no business ruining the scenery. Mistress Nam is coming to watch the river lanterns tonight. Fang Nianian points right at the guards and yells, you snobs are just looking down on everyone. She is startled when someone grabs her by her hood and drags her off. He says, let us go. I am buying you new clothes and getting you a room nearby to clean up. Fang Nianian twists around to ask Zhu Minglang why he is here. He speaks up, I already know all about your situation. But how did you end up looking like this? You look like a complete beggar. She replies, I was in such a rush that I did not have time to change. Zhu Minglang says, I must visit the Lei royal court, and I can set you up as a maid there. I do not really like dealing with strangers. How about you become my junior dragon-raising manager? Her eyes go wide as she stares and says, I would love to. Fang Nianian gasps and asks what that is in the sky. Look up because a breathtaking meteor shower is starting to stream right over them. Zhu Minglang stares up, his face filled with tension and shock. Voices begin echoing around them. It is a meteor shower, so beautiful. This must be an auspicious sign. Even heaven is protecting our Dragon Nest City. Bringing blessings down to everyone, the crowd cheers in excitement. I have never seen such a brilliant meteor shower. Quick, make a wish. Are there any artists around? Hurry up and paint this rare, gorgeous sight. Zhu Minglang yells out in absolute terror, run. Get out of here, they are crashing down. Fang Nianian snaps, what are you screaming for? Do not make a scene. Right then, a massive fireball shoots straight down from heaven. Flaming meteors rain onto the roofs, explosions stacking on top of each other as smoke and fire consume the sky. Dozens of disciples scream in pure panic as fiery meteors rain all over the courtyard. Zhu Minglang scoops up Fang Nianian to escape, shouting for everyone to scatter and run. The impacts trigger massive explosions, launching people high into the air. People scream for their mothers. Desperate cries for help ring out across the courtyard as wave after wave of explosions engulf the rooftops. Please, save us. He thinks to himself, these meteors are hitting everywhere. This does not seem like the work of humans. Could it be? Fang Nianian gasps in horror, oh no. Is this disaster trying to wipe all of us out? Amidst the towering flames, people cry out in agony, begging for help as they try to lift debris together, chanting 1, 2, 3, lift. The entire crowd is suffering. A young mother weeps over her baby. A man screams in agony, "It hurts. My leg is completely gone." An old man shrieks that this is surely because that cursed jinx Li Yunzi angered heaven. Others agree, shouting that he is absolutely right. Wherever that demon woman Li Yunzi goes, war and chaos follow. Heaven raining down meteors is a clear warning to us citizens of Dragon Nest City that we must destroy this evil plague. Li Yunzi's cruel actions have completely angered the heavens. Why should we suffer for her sins? Look at this, the entire district is already engulfed in raging flames. An old man, covered in dark energy, screams through the red fire with blank eyes. She must sacrifice herself to atone, or heaven will keep punishing us. His face distorts with murderous intent. The crowd, stained red with dark energy, flexes their muscles and chants down with Li Yunzi. Tear her down. Li Yunzi must surrender and pay for her sins. Go die, Li Yunzi. A massive sea of fire surges, painting the sky red above the city walls. Inside her room at the Lei Royal Court, Li Yunzi stands quietly, looking out at the burning devastation with a heavy heart. Zhu Minglang speaks up, "It is absolute chaos out there. The sun refuses to rise. So many people are blaming you, even gathering to protest at the imperial ancestor altar, saying some incredibly nasty things." She turns to him and asks, "Do you actually care about their words?" Zhu Minglang replies, "I am just furious on your behalf. Heaven punishes them, yet they do not hate heaven. They blame you instead." Li Yunzi says softly, "The changes of the heavens are something no one can resist. Anger must be released, and in the end, someone has to bear the blame. If they believe this is all my fault, then let them think so." He pulls her into a tight hug, whispering, "Do not worry. No matter what they say, I will always be right here to protect you." Outside, Suni's voice calls, "Young mistress, young master Dorthane of the Sect Palace has arrived, and the family head wishes for you to represent us. Otherwise it would be quite rude." Zhu Minglang turns around and says, "No need. Go tell the messenger right now." The young mistress is resting to heal her injuries. She will not participate in any missions or meet any guests. Suni gasps out, "Young mistress." Li Yunzi speaks up, her eyes still fixed ahead. "Do as he says." Suni steals a worried glance inside and nervously replies, "Yes, yes." Outside the grand gates, glowing with bright red lanterns, a white-haired elder steps inside. Today is Nam Tai Kong's grand birthday banquet, and all the top masters are gathering to celebrate. Word has it that the Lei family head, the master of Lingxiao City, and the Zong Palace young master have all arrived. Standing by the gates, two men whisper to each other in pure shock. The Le family head is Nan Lingxia's father, so his arrival makes total sense. But why on earth did the leaders of Lingxiao City and Zong Palace show up too? The other guy replies that Nam Tai Kong is a legendary dragon master who once served as the head of the elite dragon academy. He personally built up both the Lei family and the Nam clan. The old man is a true founding elder, so who would dare disrespect him? Just then, a golden slipper slowly steps through. Wearing a purple veil and dressed exactly like Li Yunzi, Nan Lingxia glides through the gate with piercing blue eyes, leaving the crowd completely stunned. Du Cheng, the young master of Zong Palace, stares at her without even blinking, only blushing in embarrassment when his servant quietly nudges him. Young master, Lu Shi grumbles to herself. "Du Cheng, you and I are engaged, yet you dare drool over another woman right in front of me? What a complete creep." When he asks who this lady is, Lu Shi coldly snaps, "She is Nan Lingxia, the Nam clan leader." Du Cheng smirks, whispering with deep meaning, "Is that so?" Right after, Nan Lingxia sets her golden heels onto the stone steps. Her purple gown brushes the steps as her blue eyes flash with coldness. Suddenly, Yan Yi barks out an order to shut the gates. The guards shout in unison and slam the massive doors shut. Seeing her, the shocked crowd gasps, "Why is Li Yunzi here? Lord Nam Tai Kong, what is the meaning of this?" The Nam clan leader speaks up, "Everyone, please, do not panic. She is actually our Nam clan leader, Nan Lingxia." The guests bow respectfully. "Ah, of course, the great leader of the Nam clan. Forgive our rudeness." The old master calls out, "Come on out." A man in red armor steps forward, and Lian speaks. "My friends, we are gathered here today to punish my unfilial daughter, Li Yunzi." Nam Tai Kong nods, "That is absolutely correct." Li Yunzi seized the Wu lands and conquered the city-state. Even Tiantong City-State, in the southeast, has secretly surrendered to her. Only Lingxiao City remains unconquered. He continues, "That wretched daughter of mine has shown her true, wolf-like nature. She will destroy us eventually, so today, I must destroy her for the greater good." Yang Shou adds, "This campaign is incredibly critical. Our Lingxiao City has deployed its troops for days, which is more than enough to prove our family's sincere commitment. Everyone, do not hesitate any longer." Elder Fan of Zong Palace adds, "We have sent young Master Du Cheng to strike on schedule." Nan Lingxia holds up a scroll, declaring in a powerful voice, "Written here will be the names of everyone joining our execution campaign.